and we are back to Star Trek Next Frontier, Season 2, Episode 2, titled Out of Place. This is the third session of the second episode. Possibly we are getting close to resolution. There's a few things in play right now, but for our recap, as usual, we have the illustrious Lieutenant, not junior grade anymore, Lieutenant Frank Drake, who will give us a previously on Star Trek Next Frontier moment. Drake, take it away.
Thank you very much. So, previously, we started off the episode on the deGrasse Tyson with Alder making an appearance, looking into what the hell just happened and why we all disappeared, especially as parts of a probe appeared floating around the new planet. They believed we'd swap place, and they were thinking of ways to track us down. They came up with a few ideas, looking for other probes, trying to find a pattern in the trails, scanning the asteroids to see if there's anything special about the teleporting asteroids, map the asteroid field itself to find a pattern, but they ended up deciding to modify a number of probes to cast a net of scanners to monitor the area and try to map the asteroids. And then we start off going into that, and Alder gets a great design for the net, which gives an advantage going forward. Don't want you to forget. Back down on the asteroid, myself, James, the crew, and the person whose name I keep forgetting, Huzon, however it's pronounced.
Suisan Sosan, but that's pretty darn good, David. Good for you.
Nathan, welcome. So whilst on the planet, James begins to scan the area around the Sato, and we realize we've teleported, so we send out another probe trying to explain the situation, and once we launch said probe, we jump again. But this time we notice there's a weird buildup of energy, non-natural energy to be specific, and it seems to be coming from the core of the asteroid. Look into a bit more, and it's a subspace-based energy, so it's coming from subspace. How? We don't know at the moment. We launch another probe. We launched some probes. Every time we jumped, and then we decide to do some more interesting tests. We transported a rock 5 feet above where the transports happen. So the energy builds up, and then we get teleported. So that happens at a certain point. So we transported the rock above that point, was fine. We then had the idea to transport the rock in motion, so transport it just below the line, and then it would pass through the line because it's in motion, and we'd see if that worked. Again, nothing happened. We damaged the transporter, though, a little bit, because Drake threw a little too hard and the transport happened a little too slow. And whilst we were bathing in our success, the rock came back down through our windscreen. So that's a nice little update for you, lol. We bricked our own ship. Nice. Moving swiftly on, right? Moving on from that little embarrassment.
Yeah, let's move along. Let's forget that happened.
Thaddeus recognizes the radiation, and it is from a previous mission before he joined the deGrasse Tyson, the one in which things went very badly for him, that ended up just shaking a planet apart. They found tech beyond our level of tech within the planet, and that resulted in, the planet tearing itself apart. So not great. We're on one. So potentially what we're on is the broken parts of a planet using the similar sort of tech. Just got a message saying there's always more shuttles, but we still need this one. We can't. So Drake tries to find a pattern in the stars, can't find a pattern in the stars, and starts chatting with Huison, who then tells us that given we got all excited about the transport, that she is not comfortable being transported due to her religion. So we need to come up with a way of getting off without transport. Whilst James is repairing the transport itself and the window, she decides to send off some weather balloons, and they go off nice and slowly. Thadagia comes back after scanning some life forms and finds that, again, there are caverns on this planet, and they may lead down towards the core, similar to what happened in his previous mission. That's something I asked him to prepare an expedition for. I have some ideas before that. But whilst this was happening, Fox detects a low-level buildup of radiation and contacts James, who then has the brilliant idea of running outside of the ship, which is when the transport happens and James blinks out of existence. And that's where it ended. Hopefully I didn't miss too much.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Anything else there on James? You were in the last session. Was there anything you feel needs a little more emphasis, or anything that wasn't particularly mentioned?
I just want to make it clear that the window wasn't my fault. It was like that when we found it.
That may not be correct. Okay. So, if we are all good, which I do believe we are, I think the reasonable thing to do would be why don't we start off on the DeGrasse Tyson, since Locke was not with us last time. So let Locke jump in and did that change for you on Roll20? No, there we go. It wasn't activating. Can you see the bridge?
What was the official line on what Locke was doing last episode when I wasn't?
Last time he ordered Lieutenant Alder to assemble a team to try to track down what happened to the disappearing asteroid. So then we switched to Alder and his crack team of David. Pronounce your character's name again.
The hell was their name?
I
can't remember who I played.
Did you say Dial?
Oh, it was Morgant.
Yeah, Morgant. Dial Morgant. That's what we're going with. So he switched over to Dial Morgant, and Liz took over Ensign Brooks again. And we also had Talar, and that's when they came up with the little probe sensor net. Meanwhile, Talar was also examining the luminosity of the various asteroids in this huge region and comparing different timestamps to see that the changes suggesting that other asteroids are periodically basically disappearing and being replaced instantly with different asteroids. So you'll have one with a very low luminosity, and then in a different timestamp there's one with a much higher luminosity, meaning that there was a different size asteroid swapped out for that one. Not enough data was collected. They determined to see if there's any noticeable pattern, but it seems it is field wide, these swappings. So all that information is coming back to you now, including the first results of the sensor sweep, or the sensor grid, which was the first part of the extended task, which was successful. So they haven't narrowed down where the away team's asteroid is, but they have narrowed down the area where they are not currently.
Okay. And the damage to the ship was where exactly?
It's not your ship that's damaged.
It's the shuttle that's damaged.
Yeah, they...
okay.
Yeah, they just... Yeah. Well, you'll deal with that later. Okay.
He'll never know. It's not going in the report.
So, Brooks and Morgant, you are still there, doing your part on this experiment. Alder and Talar are taking lead down in the science lab. So, those two can report directly to you for this session log.
All right.
So we're going to continue with the extended task. So why don't we have Locke? You could be part of the extended task as well by using your leadership as a means of contributing to it. So you get the information back, and do you have any kind of feedback, or do you have any kind of orders on how they should proceed?
No, I don't think I have any specific orders yet.
Okay.
Let's just kind of see how it goes a little bit and continue as we were.
Okay. Well, then, if you're not going to give any particular orders, then I would say your leadership would probably be a support role, and probably someone like Morganth would be the one taking the lead role on this. So you'll get both a support from Locke in the lead and with James, not James, but Brooks as well, to as she's looking for the signs of humanoid life as well. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay, so currently there's 3 momentum and there's 2 threat in the pool. The difficulty right now is actually for this one is going to be 1 because of the advantage that detailed examination is going to counter out the complication of vast search area. There is still a magnitude of 2, and there are 10 steps left on the work track currently.
Okay. Then I guess Morgan's going to be making another roll, sending out more probes in a wider spread with Brooks's programming to detect life aboard them.
Okay.
Then I am going to use 1 more momentum to get an extra dice up to 3.
Okay.
And then we've got Brooks and we've got Lolz. That takes me up to 5 total. Let's go with that. I've got my focus and everything. So let's go with the 5 total. So 3 from me, 1 from them.
Okay. And then Brooks, you would be rolling what?
I have reason medicine set from last time, so I'm assuming.
Then that would probably be the same thing you would use this time then. Okay, and then Locke, with your leadership, you would be rolling command, and what do you think would be more fitting?
Presence?
Presence, yeah.
No, insight?
Insight, I would say maybe not so much insight since you're not adding anything extra, so maybe just the way I think maybe presence would be spot on the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall you do that then?
Cool. And away we go. Hopefully Dial rolls better than Drake.
He seems to. He seems to.
Is it task roll 1 or 2 for me? 1.
It should be 1, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you generate 3 momentum. So you're up to 5 right now. And that is a success. So Dial, you're rolling the challenge dice now against the track because you sent the next wave of probes out to go in their thing. So it's going to be your department score plus 2.
That's 4 plus 2, so a total of 6. Come on, challenge dice.
Well, that's a lovely roll. Okay,
wow.
2, 4, 6, 7. 7 points off of there. Not bad at all. I don't think you want to re-roll any. That would definitely be a thing. You could potentially spend the 3 momentum that you generated to raise that up to 10, and that would complete the work track all on its own.
Yeah, go for it.
And we'll spend all 3 momentum there. That will be 10 off, and that would then hit you 2 breakthrough. So that would finish off the track. So you're all watching the data going out there. Alder and Talar are down in the science lab. processing the data as it's coming in, and you get multiple points popping in here and there as every probe starts spreading its wide net out. And with the biological readings you're looking for and the size and scope and everything of the asteroid that disappeared, after about 30-40 minutes of processing, you all get a ping on your console that there is a match. It's giving off the right size, the right luminosity, and there are the trace elements of biological life on this asteroid. It is currently about a quarter of a light year away from you.
Hmm. I mean, that's just a short hop and a skip away, right?
Well, technically, but also with the danger of higher speeds in this area, you might not want to do that.
So do we want to send another probe to go investigate it? Or we just want to go there ourselves? And is anyone actually on the ship with me? Is it just red shirts?
You're on the bridge, but everyone else is kind of down in their own department doing things because they're technically the lower deckers. I think Brooks is probably down in sick bay. Dial would probably be down in engineering with the probe things, and then Alder and Tlar are in the science lab. But otherwise, it's all supporting cast with you there.
I see. Okay. Well then, I suppose since we have located it, I mean, I don't really see many other options besides heading in that direction. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And it's the best idea. Don't know how well it's going to go, but
Sorry, I'm really still trying to jump into the story where we're at.
Yeah, you missed the missed the session. Trying to find them before they blink out again, and you have to start the search from scratch.
Yeah. We'll head as quickly as possible while still remaining safe. In the direction of the asteroid that we found. Because this is the one where we believe the other crew members are, right?
Yes. So you'll have to determine exactly how fast you want to go. From the beginning of the episode, when you were going into this region with how dangerous it is, it would basically to go based on the speeds there. If you were to go at full impulse, it would take about an hour to get to where they are right now. But the recommendation when you entered would be to go at quarter impulse to avoid anything bad subspace wise, which would then stretch that out to a 4-hour trip.
Well, let's split the difference and go at half impulse.
Okay, half impulse it is. Okay, then we will see what happens on there. So let's see. Let me roll this here. No roll yet. No roll yet. We'll see what happens.
Hey.
No roll yet. We'll wait. Okay, so you tell Voomvi set a course, half impulse, and you're on your way. Yes.
Yeah, we're on our way.
All right, there we go.
Commander Lulk still hasn't settled on his engage equivalent yet. But considering he's not officially captain yet, I think he's got a little more time to figure that one out.
You could say let's go in Klingon. Which it sounds like you're hacking on something. But so does everything in Klingon. All right, let me look for. We're going to switch then, as the ship is basically traveling. At this point, we are going to switch to the asteroid. I just gotta make sure I do not accidentally close the wrong window. So, is everyone now back on the asteroid?
Well, except one.
Let's see. Is that showing up for people? Yes, it's looking on my screen as well. Yeah, everyone good? Can you see that?
Yeah, we can
All
see
right.
James though.
So James is definitely like. So you, basically looking out. We're just gonna tuck you down right there for a second, James. When the sky disappeared and James also disappeared. Perhaps you saw that from a window, Drake. I'm not sure if you were looking out.
Checking. Was inspecting the new window, and I saw it happen.
Yeah, you're just wiping smudges off, and you see her walk, and she pauses for a moment, looks down at her foot, looks confused, and then she just seems to vanish right before your eyes.
Yeah, at this point, Drake, with all his little trauma shit, goes running outside and calls for Thadasia to come with him. And who's the Fox, the engineer, to come outside so we can start scanning to see what just happened to James. With under the assumption she got left behind in this transport for some reason, but gotta check anyway.
Gotta check anyway. All right. So you all go running outside with your tricorders pulled, and you are scanning. Chris, do you want to continue controlling what was his name, Doe? Or
Sure.
okay, so you could then act as Doe, the only guy that's still on the ship, and there's still also one random Starfleet badge following her. It's Badgie from Lower Decks. He came down with you. So he's on there as well. You're all scanning out there. Fox, he sees James' tricorder on the ground, picks it up, and he's scanning it, but he doesn't show any signs that anything is amiss from that. Everyone else scanning, you don't really need to make a roll, but if you want to do a difficulty 0 roll, I will let you do a scanning roll, David.
Go on then, get some momentum.
Okay.
That would be what, engineering and control?
Yeah, science and control or engineering. I would think maybe science and control maybe because you're not really scanning for like a mechanical kind of effect.
Cool thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That works better for me as well. So I do not have a focus, complication range 2, task roll 2, and this is where I get a negative and it blows up. Oh, not too bad today.
Okay, 2 there, so you generate 2 momentum back. Scanning around the area where she is, of course she's not there, but you are detecting traces, kind of widespread, of the Gene photonic radiation. So there are traces of it, sort of almost like a cloud spreading out around you.
Okay, that's more concerning than what I was thinking. I thought she just got left behind, and now it looks like she got dispersed. It's like a radiation, right? Photon.
It's a type of radiation. Yeah, it's a type of photonic radiation.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know how to deal with this. I never
like
dealt with
frustrated.
a hologram.
Like, I don't have time for this crap. I got a broken windshield, broken transporter. This cave.
Stuck on an asteroid, and now I've got a holographic plume appearing.
Welcome
was
to
once.
Welcome to being a full lieutenant there.
I don't like it anymore. Stuff's weird. Can I see the amount of this photonic plume? Would this roughly encompass the amount that would be required to have been maintaining the James's farm, or is this like an after dust?
For 1 point information spend, we could do that. Yes. Just processing the area as this cloud is kind of dispersing. This radiation cloud is dispersing before your eyes. Yeah, it would probably consist of the entirety of Lieutenant James.
Okay, crap. Then we are going to. I'm going to shout at Fox to run back. Did we fix the transporter?
Not yet.
Shit.
Not yet. Not yet. You're working on it. But again, that's kind of what momentum is for. You could use that to create because you were partway through with repairs, you could spend 2 momentum to create a trait of a basically temporary repair or a workaround that's going now. So what do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Either a temporary, like a jury rigging, just to at least get her into the buffer until we finish off repairing.
Okay, jury rigged transport. Okay.
Yeah, so I shout at Fox to go and get the transporter online, no matter what it takes, and start grabbing the plume as much as possible.
Grabbing the plume. Okay. While that's happening, meanwhile, James, are you there? That's a trick question.
No, I'm a plume.
Yeah, you're a plume. James, you see Drake and Fox and Tadagia run out scanning. They are standing like directly in front of you and behind you and below you and above you, and you are wisping through their hair. You are going right past his ear. You are everywhere, and it is overwhelming because you've never experienced this before. It's almost like every individual photon of this radiation is attempting to record the information that you are experiencing. So it is becoming a bit overwhelming for you.
All right. Not much I can do.
So you think?
Lock yourself together, man.
I do have an overwhelming urge to do the wet willy thing on someone I'm floating past, but
What to God, James? I'll call Marshall a bloody cloud.
Otherwise, I guess I can't communicate. I don't think. I guess I'll try yelling at them, but
Okay. Again, you try yelling, but you feel like you're yelling from various distances, from various angles, but there's nothing cohesive to actually make a voice in your own just way of understanding what's happening, in your own way of registering yourself as a conscious individual. You feel like you should be screaming, but there's no sound coming out. So meanwhile, Fox gets the transporter back in its most basic form, even though there's a huge crack in it still. But it's operational to a point where you could at least use it. But also traits work pretty much both ways. So you have the jury rig transporter, which is going to allow you to make use of it even though the repairs are not complete. But that trait could also lead to negative things happening in the future as well. So keep that in mind. But he reports to you that it's ready, Drake.
To which I tell him to try and lock on to all of the photonic energy floating around and store it in the buffer for now so that we can see what we're dealing with. Is it going to rearrange just as another plume, or is it going to reform? Does it recognize it as James or the holograph of James? So get her in the buffer for now so we can check on her condition.
Okay. So he quickly just locks on to all of that photonic radiation, and as part of the double momentum that you spent there, he transports that into the buffer, which again isn't too different because the photonic radiation, things from like replicators and holodecks and transporters all use very similar systems, so it's not that hard to lock onto that. He reports to you that he has picked up all the radiation that he has detected.
Cool. Then I'll go back and look at the screen and ask for Dajia to come with me, because this is beyond my expertise. So maybe something medical, biological, or anatomy will help, and we will have a look at the current condition of James in the buffer.
Okay. All the data is there, and if you compare to previous transports in the logs, the ship's logs, and that where James has used a transporter, you could see that like the whole pattern is in there, so it could be possible to recreate her pattern, but again with um, photonics, you're not really sure how she holds herself together on her own.
Yeah.
Only we had a holographics expert. Oh wait, that's right. She's all mist now.
She's a plume. Then in the meantime, we are not going to put her back together, because we'll roll bad, and then she's less of a plume. So we will prioritize fixing so Fox will be focusing on fixing the transporter to a level where we're relatively comfortable with trying to bring her back.
Okay. In the meantime, you still have other issues at hand too.
Yes, we have many other issues at hand. So whilst he's focusing on that, I had a few experiments in mind, but I'm just gonna try one for now, because even if we're found, we still can't get off of here because we can't transport very well in this space. So we kind of need to fly off, because Bison's gonna kick up a fuss as well. So I have one experiment I would like to try whilst we're waiting. It's probably going to result in us being jumped. Well, definitely going to result in us being jumped again, but I want to try it. And everyone has to be on board a ship during this experiment. Because I can grab holographic stuff. I don't want to miss a person floating around.
Okay.
So the experiment being, we're going to launch 2 probes. First probe is going to be programmed to fly up towards the point of teleportation. When it's a couple of feet from that point, it's going to change direction and maintain its altitude whilst continuing in basically a spiral, so that we can monitor the levels of the energy at that time to see how precise the monitoring is. Is it watching us and builds up to a point depending on the altitude? Then once we've got that data, we will launch a second probe, and we're going to time it. So it's probably going to need a roll for the calculations. We're going to time it so that when we launch the second probe, the first probe is going to dip up and pass the point of no return, with the second probe about 1 second behind it, still within the safe zone. And we want to monitor to see whether or not, once that one goes through, we will transport. However, can the energy build up quick enough before the second one passes that point?
So tell me the first one again. You wanted to go... You want to fire at normal speed and then turn before it gets there.
Before it gets there, maintaining an altitude a couple of feet below that point, so we can see what the energy does. Does it just see, something's going up and starts a process? Or does it monitor the height and then do it once you pass a certain point?
Okay.
How precise it is.
Okay, there we go. So it wouldn't be too hard to get the probes reprogrammed to do that. So we'll say it just takes a little bit of time, and otherwise, yeah, you got that. So,
lovely.
We could jump into just doing that, unless anyone has anything else that they would like to be done before that goes off. anything?
Have an explore. Go and have a look at those caves whilst.
You're
Oh
going.
no, I need to be setting this up because. Yeah, no, okay, never mind. I'm busy.
You're busy. Okay. I will say while you're setting this up though, James, you feel yourself inside the pattern buffer now. You feel like you are inside some sort of just ethereal cloud that you don't feel anything physically, but you recognize that you are in some strange zone. Just picture that episode TNG where Barclay was inside the transporter beam and those parasites were also inside the beam with him. So it's kind of a sparkly little world that you're in perpetually. But you feel yourself just floating there, linked into the ship's system. You know you must be inside the transport pattern buffer, but you're fully conscious, which normally you would not be aware of anything at this time. But you're aware of it.
Awesome.
Okay.
I will kind of explore my environment
Okay.
because it's all new to me.
It is indeed all new to you. So actually, if you do want to make a roll of just trying to take in what this kind of new way of existing means, we could do a roll of a science and insight.
Complication range.
Complication range is only 1, difficulty 0, because you're basically just taking it. Well, we'll say difficulty 1 because again, it's kind of hard to know how to explore a world like this. And is that going to show on my screen? Okay.
Oh.
0
Existential dread.
Existential. Yeah, I like that. So,
Sorry.
you realize that like you are exploring around, but you don't have a body. You feel like you're moving, but when you want to move, you're moving in every direction at once. So you want to explore over here and over here and over here and over here, and you do simultaneously. And to your mind that is still bound by human thought processes, it's very, very disorienting and troubling. So you're not able to explore to the extent that you thought you would when you first had this thought, but at the same time, like you are getting some information at least about it, that this is a horrific way of existing currently. So, hey, good for you. As for the complication, I'm just going to take it as 2 threat for now because I don't think we need to punish James any more than she's already been punished at the moment. So, is that okay?
Fine with me.
Okay. So yeah, you're at least, hey, you'll have something exciting to write in your memoirs because nobody else really knows what this is like, but it's horrific apparently. Okay, with the probes and everything, again, like I said, it doesn't really take a lot to set them up. You're just programming the course in. The program would be ready. So would you like to just set them off then?
Well, yeah, make sure we've got one person monitoring the energy on the Sato as deep as possible, and then someone on Bison's ship monitoring the probes in the sky so that we can confirm whether or not we jump once or twice and if we can still see the probe.
Okay. And
everybody on board.
Everyone's on the ship. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, I see what's going on there. That's why I can't do that. Yeah, everyone's on board. I think we're good.
Doors closed.
Doors are closed. And now I do want to confirm, are you going to fire all 3 probes kind of simultaneously?
2 probes. One gets launched first, goes up, orbits around, flies around at a maintained altitude just below the point of no return. Launch the second one, and then as the second one approaches, first one then tilts up so that it's ahead of the second one, passing the point of no return a second before.
So it's only
Unless you had something different that
so it's
would
only
work better.
okay. So it's only 2 probes. It's not 3.
No, 2 probes at the
Okay.
moment.
Okay. So then the one is just going to maintain level, and then that one is going to go and release.
Then it's going to tilt up and go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the
It's
second
2
one is just going
tests
to
in
go.
one.
I see. I see.
Second one's just going to go. Yeah.
I get it now. Okay, I thought it was the one probe was going to just keep lapping the asteroid, and then you're firing 2 other probes into the sky, one after the other. That's what I thought. Okay, so first probe. Then everybody's ready, so you do the launch. The first probe goes up, and fire it as you normally would. It makes the arc, and then the sky blinks out. It doesn't cross that path yet, and the sky blinks out, and then it blinks again and 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 again. And you fire the second probe out, and the first probe
Why
goes
wouldn't
out.
fire the second probe at this point?
I thought it was automated. So
Oh,
second
go
probe
on
starts
then, go
going
on,
up.
and let's see what happens.
It blinks again. The first probe turns up, and then once both probes have vanished entirely, everything stops.
Did not go how I was expecting. Okay, what the... Did we jump twice, though, on... Both probes are gone, though, right?
Both probes are gone.
Damn. Did we jump twice during that?
You jumped
One
quite
for
a
each?
number of times. No.
I meant for both the probes, but
Yeah.
okay, well, anyway.
While
that
the
plan
first
is
probe was
right out the window.
Yeah, while the probe was in flight, you were jumping constantly.
Oh my god. Alder's gonna kill me.
Look, back on the deGrasse Tyson, you get word from Alder coming down that they lost the signal of that asteroid. It has been replaced with another one.
Well, it's not like it was Drake's fault directly that we lost them. It couldn't be. No, no, no.
James's fault. If she was here, she'd have known better.
So Alder says that they have to go back into the data and re-examine and see if they could pinpoint where it might be currently.
Can't blame me for something I didn't do.
Well,
She's in purgatory right now. It's not her fault.
It is. She should have got to purgatory.
Yeah, I mean, Locke assumes that Drake knows when you're lost, the best thing to do is to sit down where you are and wait, and not just keep going around walking aimlessly, getting more lost.
Drake does know this. He has a thing in focus in survival. He's very well aware of that reasoning. However, Drake is dealing with some trauma right now and wants to save everyone himself.
I mean, technically, we haven't
compensate.
moved.
Technically, yeah.
We haven't moved, yes.
It's
Thank
just,
you, Jay.
it's just the flares you're sending up keep moving you for it. But Drake, as you're staring outside the hastily patched windscreen of the shuttle at entirely different stars, you also see in the distance a little shadow of a weather balloon just slowly drifting by lazily in the sky, doing nothing else but reminding you of its existence.
What? We're back where we were before.
No, the weather balloon's just still on the asteroid. It never crossed. It never left. It's still part of the whole system.
It was designed to go past the point of...
And it did. The first probe, remember, you were flipping before it even crossed the line. The first probe that was orbiting the asteroid, that was triggering it before
I mean, the
even
weather
crossed
balloon.
that
The
line.
weather balloon was designed to go out.
And the weather
Okay.
balloon is out there. And the first probe triggered you before you hit that line. This weather balloon crossed that line.
Wait, so we didn't jump last time because the weather balloon crossed the line?
Nope.
When James disappeared, we just randomly just went bing.
Apparently not.
Swear to God, there's going to be some very obvious answer to this puzzle, but it's driving me insane. Is it still going up?
The weather balloon's just doing its thing. It's ballooning. And
Is it above or below the point of no return?
It's above the point of no return.
It's above the point of no return. It just lazily floated up past the point of no return. What the? We need a big balloon.
See, that's what I wanted to test. We could balloon the ships up, get them out of the atmosphere, and then off we go. That's why I wanted the weather balloons.
Well,
I've watched Up. I know this works.
so it's gotta be the energy of moving up that's causing us to move. So we're gonna have to either build a balloon or slingshot ourselves. But I don't have a slingshot that big. Nor do I have a giant weather balloon just floating, waiting for me to attach to the ship, right? That's not something built into shuttlecraft as far as I'm aware.
Not after 2276, unfortunately.
God damn it. Red shirts always ruin everything.
Can't count them for nothing.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's just taunting me at this point because I can't do anything about it. But yeah, great. A balloon would work. We don't have a balloon. I asked
replicators.
How big of a balloon and helium do we need to lift a bloody shuttlecraft? Do you know how big those are and how heavy? I need a blimp, man. Can I make a blimp?
I don't believe
have
so.
enough replicators?
I don't believe you do.
Lots of little ones.
Do I have enough of lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of little balloons?
You could
What's
probably
going to be
make a lot.
great is if we get out and Locke comes, like the deGrasse Tyson comes across us, and there's the shuttle floating with balloons.
Hello.
Yeah, I'd get demoted straight back down to junior grade. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go with option number 2, which is go down to the caverns, I suppose. Well, actually, no, let's finish fixing the transporter and get James here, and let's get her engineering opinion on what just happened.
Okay. Meanwhile, back on the deGrasse Tyson, which is the place to be right now, the less depressing place to be. Let's see, going on to there, we'll have, how about this? It's been a while since we had a conference room session, so let's do a conference room, and let's get what little team we have left in the conference room. So hang on a second. Where are you people? So Loke, you call for a meeting of everyone. Oh, wait, I gotta actually copy the old log from there because the new log, the parallel universe log, is still on your profile. So hang on a second. You call a meeting for your crack team of experts to fill you in on what is going on here. All right, so you call your team in, and Alder and Tilar, they put the data up on the screen and show that while you were partway on your journey towards the detected asteroid, it was replaced instantly with another asteroid, which of course kind of halted your journey. They went back through the data. They're trying to see if they could find where it might be. Going back into the records and scanning again, this is probably about an hour's worth of time of them scouring before you call the meeting. Tilar discovered again with his luminosity readings that he's been monitoring at least 3 different locations that matched where that particular reading of that asteroid was in moments after it disappeared. So according to them, it looked like this thing made at the bare minimum 4 jumps within the span of a few seconds. But they still haven't narrowed down where it could be currently. So they might have to go back and expand the net out from where they are now.
Is this the fastest we've seen it jump?
They agree. They say, yeah. Usually when there's a swap, it just seems that it stays in place for at least a while, at least for as long as you've been in there. There's not the ones they've been monitoring and catching, which are in the dozens and dozens. They don't seem to swap all that frequently. At least not at that speed. This one, definitely something is amiss on this asteroid, and it is booking it out of there constantly.
So it would be easy to assume that this is being influenced by perhaps some sort of life form as opposed to just the random happenstance we've been seeing.
Of course, Dial, Morgant, and Brooks, you can speak up and add your own opinions uh, as you see fit.
Morgan will say that given that the team are down there, they may be trying to find a way off themselves, which resulted in this rapid movement between asteroids. Hopefully they stop after this.
Oh, well, Drake and James are both persistent in their attempts to control the situation they find themselves in, so I highly doubt that they will stop whatever attempts and shenanigans they are currently engaging in. Means we just have to work faster the next time we spot their asteroid. Do we have any way that we can increase the speed at which we find the asteroid?
Beyond more probes and a wider net.
And more people to scan through the data.
It's a numbers
At the moment,
game
I believe
point.
it's just Talar and Alder searching through the data the data from the probes.
Is there perhaps another sorry, I'm having a shortage of words. Not variable, but another aspect or something we could measure from that asteroid that makes it stick out more, even more so than the luminosity, so that we could search faster. If we have if we have multiple stats that we're looking for, then we might be able to sort through the asteroids faster by looking for the intersection of the two stats rather than just the luminosity. Maybe perhaps look at the data we had on the asteroid and see if it had any sort of composition difference, or perhaps it is off, like displacing or putting off some sort of chemical compound, something that we could use to track it.
I mean, we could get the computer to, if we can put in the circumference and physical details of the asteroid, we could tell the computer to ignore everything that doesn't fit that, reducing the number of incoming, possibilities down to minimum. There's also the fact that the asteroid would have 2 shuttles on it, therefore you got certain metals that wouldn't exist on others.
Mm-hmm.
But if I understand right, when we first came across the asteroid, we needed to get a bit closer to determine what the metals were, so maybe that's not as feasible as we think. I think.
Another possibility that we can potentially do on the side is, given this rapid transportation, if we're able to find more examples of this transport during that time period, if we can get timestamps on when the luminosity changed, we may be able to, depending on how many times they jumped, and if there is, find a pattern to the transportation, the teleports. If we have enough numbers, it may start to repeat itself, or there may be some sort of pattern to it. But surely they can't all be capable of teleporting.
This is a, we are a science vessel, and as such, we should all realize, or we should all know that true randomness does not exist. There is a pattern. The question is merely how complex it is.
Agreed.
So what's the plan?
Anyway.
How far does each teleport have? Like, maybe there's a radius to each teleport as well. I'm assuming we've got records of the last few jumps.
Have a few at least. We've got at least 4 or 5 from the original jump, if we include the 4 we found so far. Then
So
there'll
is
be
there
more
any
to find.
Is there any pattern to those?
Let's find out. I don't think we've checked.
All right, then we'll begin by running an analysis on the jump data that we have, and at the same time set up a system with the computer to specifically track information of asteroids that we see jump. Not just the one we're searching for, but any that we see in our view that jump, log them, and begin putting together a pattern analysis program for all asteroids. If we don't have enough data, then the next step would be to start pushing asteroids so that they jump and adding their jumps to the pattern database.
I like it. Sounds good. Get right on it.
All right. So then let's break down the work everyone's going to be doing. How about that? So then we could figure out if it's going to be individual tasks or if it's going to be group tasks. So, Diel Morgant, what are you going to be in charge of? What is your aim here?
So we're increasing the number of probes to try and get more data, and we're also going to be monitoring the data that we've got, analyzing the data that we've got to determine a pattern. Ideally, Alder and Talar would be doing the analysis, as I'm the probe boy. So I imagine I'd be focusing on getting more probes up and out.
Okay, Morgan. You're going to be spreading the net, right?
Spreading the net with the new analysis stuff as well that James mentioned.
Okay, okay. Brooks, what are you on?
I think doing a review on the pattern of the last few jumps to see if there is any pattern, whether it's always the same kind of distance.
Okay. So you're part of the data analysis crew. And Commander Captain Locke, what is your role going to be in basically taking charge of this whole ship?
I will not very good at actually doing programming type stuff.
But
Actually,
your leadership abilities can be applied in many ways to basically
yeah.
things. So those are always.
But I guess what I'm saying
handy.
is I won't be taking on a single task. I think I'll just try and coordinate the tasks so that the information from one task flows into the others.
Then would you like to do a would you like your task to be creating an advantage for both of the teams?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
All right. So then basically just basically you're keeping an eye on the both teams that are working, and you're making sure that you're passing along, making sure they got the right information that would apply to the other team, so that everybody is. You're basically being the ops manager
Interfacing
of
with
this,
them.
yeah. Okay, so then you should probably go first with that, because that is going to affect their roles. It is a difficulty 2 task to create an advantage. And what is the name of the advantage you are attempting to create? Just task coordination, or?
Yeah. Project information interface.
There we go. Project information interface. Okay. So all that data is coming to you. Interface. And then so yeah, like I said, it is a difficulty 2 task, and you will be rolling what?
I guess, command.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess insight.
Insight could work, or
reason.
Reason,
Huh?
maybe.
Reason, yeah, reason. And I don't know, does leadership focus count for this, I guess?
I would say so.
Okay, then complication range 2, but just a task roll 1, right?
Task roll 2. Oh, always task roll 2 when you're the lead. You have 1 momentum, and there is 4 threat currently. Technically, you should have 0 momentum because the scene changed, but I'm a nice guy. Look at me. Look how nice I am.
I think I'll just roll as is.
Okay. And what happened? 2. You got the 2 you needed. There you go. So the advantage of project information interface is now online. So he has all the data coming to his personal terminal, and while you are all doing your projects, he is doing that. So who would like to go next? Morganth, would you like to go back to spreading the net? Which
makes sense.
It is going to be a it's going to be a what's this again? The extended task. Again, but a smaller one this time, because you already have a net established. So this is going to be work track 10, magnitude 2, and it is difficulty 2. Resistance is going to be it's going to be 1 this time, because of the data that you had before pretty much has to be re-evaluated again. So it's going to slow you down slightly, but the net is not going to be as hard to do. So same thing there, but this time you're doing the roll on your own, because everyone else is engaged in their own task. Okay? The project information interface, though, is going to knock that down to difficulty 1 for the time being. Okay?
Cool. And I shall use 1 threat to buy an additional dice for a total of 3.
3 dice. Okay.
Away we go.
We go whoop whoop.
Drake's back.
Drake's back. Okay, so that is 2. You only needed 1, so you gain 1 momentum back, and you also have a complication. Complication, for the time being, just to keep it moving, I'm just going to take it as threat, and we'll figure out what the complication comes into later. Okay, roll your probably 6 dice again, correct?
Yep.
And the whoop save.
5.
5. So 5 things there. So that takes the work track down in half, and that does get you your first breakthrough. So
Phew.
there we go. And there we are. All right, so breakthrough is done. You are spreading out the probes even further into the asteroid system. And now, Brooks, you are reviewing all the data that is coming in. Your main goals are basically just isolating this particular asteroid. Is that correct?
Yeah, and seeing if there's a pattern in its jumps,
And seeing if there's a pattern in the jumps.
and
Okay.
thus if we maybe can predict.
Now, with Alder and Talar also pretty much working on this project too, as you're all part of the data analysis team, they are going to, I'm going to say they act as a trait, which is kind of an advantage here because they are on the team with you. And if he was here today, he would be doing that. So that's going to lower the difficulty down to 1 for you as well because of Lulk's project information interface as well. So you basically only have a difficulty 1, and this is most likely going to be a science and insight or science and reason task.
They're about the same, so I'll do insight, I guess.
Oh, and if somebody could roll for deGrasse Tyson, because using the computers for processing this analysis and, of course, improving things, that is also going to make it easier. So probably science and computers for deGrasse Tyson.
You want to do that, Lulk?
Yeah, I can bring that up.
Let you roll something.
Let's see. Where is the deGrasse Tyson? Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. Okay, so you said science
And computers.
Computers.
And task roll
Science.
1 focuses on
Complication 1.
complication 1.
And task roll 1.
Yes.
Wait, where's the focus in?
You just click yes, because the ship always has focus.
Okay.
Boop, boop. There you
There
go.
we go.
There you go. So
Rolling
that
hot
is,
today.
yeah, you are. That's 2 momentum gained. So, yeah, you're analyzing the data. So you would be able to pretty much lock down your cutting out as far as finding the asteroid itself. You're cutting down the ones that are definitely could not be the asteroid. So you're filtering that data out, which is, of course, making the number a heck of a lot smaller. As far as finding a pattern as well, what you're noticing so far about the pattern is from the data you get, not just from your asteroid, but the other asteroids that you have detected. They so far don't seem to be repeating their route. They seem to be jumping into random coordinates, but they're not going back to any of the previous coordinates as yet. So it's not like there's one that swaps and then it comes back later. It's moving elsewhere. The other thing is that you notice from the pattern that you'll get from that success without any more information spent is when a swap happens, for example, the at least with your your asteroid you're looking for, that's the word I'm looking for, it's not like it's linked with one other asteroid and they're switching places. It's always swapping with a completely different asteroid. And the last thing, there is one more thing that you would get from that success, is it seems that most, or at least all the swaps you're getting, none of them are happening on the outside perimeter of this asteroid field. So I don't know if you want to see it as bands, as like outer band, like inside outer, inside inner, and inner band, if you want to look at it like that. All the swaps are occurring not in the absolute outside band of asteroids, at least thus far. So they all seem to be swapping inside.
Are the distances random?
The distances so far from the data you get, because the only asteroid that's swapping frequently is the one you're looking for. And as far as that's concerned, the distances seem to be random. The other random asteroids that you've detected also, they would be random, but you only have the 1 point of data for them. So it's not like it's always like 1/4 light year here, then 1/4 light year there, 1/4 light year there. It might be the first time it did like a 1/4 light year. Second time it did 1/8 light year. Next time it did 1/2 light year across. So it's just swapping with an asteroid that it has not swapped with yet.
Do we have a rough estimate how many asteroids there are?
It's a large number. It's a very large number. Very large number. But again,
because,
you're
I mean, if we
filtering
get
out.
to swap,
Yeah.
if we get to swap enough times, it'll eventually randomly swap with an asteroid we're next to.
That's very true. That's very true. That's very, very true. Eventually.
Eventually.
You see Loke with this huge beard, gray beard, heavy white eyebrows, like, let's do it again.
I mean, come on. The
Okay,
way that the ground crew is going, it won't take that long to get round
Yeah.
to.
Give him a chance. But then again, if he does fire another probe and just start all those random swappings, he might swap right next to you and then it'll be gone a second later because that probe
Yeah.
keeps on going.
Yeah.
And then you gotta try all over again. There they are. Okay.
Wait, so have we on the DeGrasse Tyson figured out that it's the movement in a certain direction that causes it to swap? Or is
DeGrasse
it only
Tyson, no.
it's only the people on the shuttle?
Yeah, you have been. Nobody on the Tyson has tried another asteroid for a very good reason. Nobody has tried to go down on another asteroid just to repeat the process. So, yeah, I don't have that information.
I mean, people could potentially make a hypothesis, though, because it was only when, well, the landing seemed to work fine. It's only sometime after the landing that everything went a bit haywire.
You do know that they sent up a probe as well when they teleported, because there was the remains left behind at the first location. So we can have an idea, but we can't be certain. Especially the multiple jumping things. Probably going to confuse us as to what the hell they were doing to get that to happen.
The probe is still there though, or it jumped with the asteroid? The initial
Left
probe
behind.
that was sent up.
The probe was
Is
left
that-
behind, and the asteroid that swapped places with it basically obliterated it. It
Right,
smashed
okay,
into
okay.
it. Yeah. It was fired up, and then basically a wall appeared in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the asteroid didn't take the place of the other asteroid.
It took the place, but it was vastly different size.
Oh, okay.
And this
doesn't
doesn't
know
happen
this
to
anyway.
the ship.
What's that?
No matter how this doesn't happen to the ship. No matter how much we move, how we move.
You mean the displacement?
Yeah.
No. So far, but again, you know, if you go fast in this region with how bad the subspace is, it could potentially be very damaging to your ship. That's why the recommendation is quarter impulse.
Yeah.
But definitely you don't want to do warp in here. You could potentially use up to full impulse, but even that's stretching like subspace a bit, and that could interact dangerously with your ship.
Right, but it's not just happening to any large object in the area. It's only happening to the asteroids.
It appears to be so, yeah.
Right.
Do you have to-
And so if we fire a probe or we have fired plenty
Yeah.
of probes directly out of the deGrasse Tyson, and we're not teleporting anywhere.
Yes, the sensor net that Morganth is doing, as my chair breaks underneath me, is basically firing just a whole wave of probes in multiple directions and creating a connection with it to have a sensor
Yeah,
net.
yeah. So there's some property of the asteroids that is causing this to happen to them and not to us.
Hmm.
It's not a generally natural phenomenon.
The impulse drives, by the way, also produce a very minor warp bubble.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is how the Enterprise D could separate at warp.
Yes.
Because the impulse on the saucer would provide enough of a warp bubble, if you will, that it didn't instantly drop out of warp after detaching. It couldn't maintain it. It wouldn't be able to maintain warp speed. It would drop out eventually, but it can do the separate and kind of pull away a bit.
That's why the faster you go, the bigger that bubble would be, and the more interaction would have in subspace, and the more this crazy area of subspace would affect the ship. So smaller speed, smaller interaction with subspace.
All right. How fast is the scanning? Like, so if we just want to scan in a bubble around us for the ship, that only takes a few seconds, I would assume, right? Sorry, for the shuttle. That only takes a few seconds to scan, right?
For the most part. Yeah. It
And
reduces that distance, but yes.
are there any asteroids that are relatively large compared to the Neil deGrasse Tyson?
There would be some. There would be some that would be probably as big, if not bigger, than the ship. Yeah.
We could go land on one of those and just start rolling the dice ourselves and seeing if we can teleport close to one of the shuttles with the whole deGrasse Tyson.
I mean, you could. I'm not going to recommend it, though.
I'll leave it to your team to discuss that with you. I'm not going to
I think that might be a bad idea, Captain. We don't know why they're still on the asteroid. Perhaps they can't leave. And getting the deGrasse Tyson stuck as well would not be the best idea.
It's a very
Just
fast
a
mode of
hint.
transportation in the area.
It is.
It is.
I mean,
within
think how
a
quickly,
specific
though.
location.
Think how quickly, though, you could map the entire asteroid field just by landing, having the scanners go outwards as far as they will go, and then constantly triggering a jump. Because you would move instantly around the place, you get your scan data, and almost instantly jump again. I mean, it'd be amazing. We'd have this place mapped in no time at all.
which would be great if we can get off that asteroid. We know
Details.
everything about this area,
Except
but
how
we're
to get
stuck on
off.
this one.
Okay, so if we considered that we could just blow up the asteroid underneath us when we want to leave.
Probably
Well,
not a good
okay,
idea to
maybe
blow
blow
up an
up- I mean,
asteroid
it's
you're
not-
sitting on, though.
I'm loving
Okay,
it.
I
maybe
mean,
blow up is the wrong
the ship
term.
has shields, but still.
Maybe blow up is the wrong term, like crack into smaller pieces.
Let's call that Plan B.
Z, I would think Z. That being said, though, there's merit here. You start blowing up asteroids that aren't the ones we want.
Yes,
I don't know, have
because
we
we're in a
started blowing one up yet?
No, we've not. But given that we're in a location where if you move too quickly, bad things can happen, causing explosions might not be the best choice.
No, I
Causing
think this is our next
explosions
best
with
choice. We need to try
fast-moving
blowing.
torpedoes.
I think we do need to try blowing an asteroid up. I think that should be our next course of action.
As you will, Captain.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It blows up
What's the
another
worst that's
random
going to happen?
asteroid?
No, you'll launch it, you'll fire, and then it'll blink out of existence, and you'll just see how it's going. Oh, hi, guys. Boom. There is threat in the pool, my friend.
But no. I mean, if where we are now, like where the DeGrasse Tyson is now, if we just fire at something, nothing's going to blink out of existence.
You don't know.
Or I
It's
mean, nothing's
random, my
gonna
friend.
nothing's gonna teleport. If we can fire the probes out, then we should be able to fire a phaser.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the ship won't teleport. You're right. The
Yeah.
asteroid you're shooting at might. And
Yeah.
given
That's an
Bill's wicked sense of humor, we could be on the asteroid that reappears in front of the bullet.
But that could be interesting, though. An
But
energy
dying,
weapon.
yeah.
No. An energy weapon going through the boundary of whatever triggers this. Like,
Yes, but landing's not a problem, remember?
yes, but the energy weapon is not necessarily just, I guess, a single flowing beam. It's a little. I mean, it is, but who says there aren't particles going? Because all you need is one thing to trigger it potentially, and then if
So,
we're
that's
attached
plan
to that
C.
beam,
I mean, the assumption is that mass is triggering this, not energy, right?
We don't
Ooh.
know.
Tractor beam drag the asteroids out one by one. Create a little asteroid pile.
There are thousands and thousands of asteroids.
Didn't say it wouldn't take time.
Again, a white-haired lol going, "Ah, yes, we've got the last one." And then they all teleport back in. The whole thing, the big square just moves to incorporate them again.
Like, didn't expect that.
So we've got plan B, C, and maybe a D at the end there. But it's your decision, Captain. Maybe finish what we're doing for now. I've still got an extended task over here.
Yeah, let's find out how the progress is going on. While Locke has been fantasizing of blowing up asteroids, how has progress been made on the research we started a few minutes ago?
Bill, how are we doing?
Okay. Well, do you want to? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to process all these ideas that were coming in here. What we could do, since that was kind of a long interlude, is we could say enough time has passed to make the next roll for your extended task to see how far you get.
Okay. Where is he? Oh, I've lost Dial. There you are.
Oh,
Right.
hang on a second. I do apologize for you. I did make a slight mistake. You did not actually get the breakthrough because I forgot about the resistance of 1. So it's actually only 4 that you got, so it's still difficulty of 1 as it was before. So you can make another roll and see exactly how much progress you have thus far.
Well, how much momentum do we have at the moment?
You have 4.
4. Then I shall use one of those again for 3 dice on the task roll.
Okay.
Does the ship assist with this?
On this one, no, because it's more or less
Okay.
he's just firing out the probes on this way and
Okay.
connecting them to the thing. You only need 1, and you got 1, so make your roll.
The Lord.
You barely got it. Okay, 2,
I got
4,
a
6.
6.
Okay, that one's actually.
That's the total.
So,
That's 10. Oh,
but
minus 1. 5.
minus 1, but you could spend 1
momentum, please. Thank you.
and that will complete it. Okay, so that is now done. You spread out the probes there, and yes, you got your net wider. Going through the data, you get message from Alder that you got a ping of where it is at now, which is let me roll a die and figure out, because it's in a completely new place now. So it is in about half a light year away from where you are at now.
Can I Drake wants to do something, but that may or may not have made us jump. However, given the time frame that it's taken for these guys to do everything, that jump would or would not have happened already. So whatever they found now is where they would be, is what I want to say.
Okay. So you want Drake to resume doing that?
Yeah, Drake would have done something because he had he had a realization regarding the weather balloon.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. That's the data that you have now, that they have pinpointed where it is at currently and is no longer jumping at the moment, at the very least.
And well, it's not me. That's Brooks.
So Locke, what's the call now? Are you going to start shooting things? Are you heading in that direction? What speed?
I mean, I guess we have to start heading. We have to start heading in that direction, and we'll continue at half impulse.
Okay.
And what? Yeah, we have to just add the new location to our prediction model, and see if we can hopefully predict where it will go in the next time, based on this.
Already accepting they're going to teleport there again. Yeah.
And on our way there, we can just start shooting asteroids.
Okay. All right.
No, we'll wait until it disappears again before we start shooting asteroids.
And then just angrily taking out your frustration on every asteroid near you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll go back to the planet in a moment, but it is coming up to our 10-minute break. So why don't we stop here, let everyone take a rest, and we will be down on the asteroid to see what Drake was doing before this all happened. Okay? That sound good?
Yeah.
All right, 10 minutes. I am pausing the recording, so I'll see you in a few. Okay, we're back from our commercial break, and as what I said at the beginning of the session, is slowly starting to fade from existence, where this maybe is not going to be the final session of this episode. I mean, who knows what's about to happen here. So, let's resume, everyone.
Okie dokie.
Locke, you were going to say something, I believe?
Yeah, so just to double check, we're not communicating with them because the communications are not available, or not they're being interfered with.
That's right.
Right. So I can assume that Drake, being the proper security officer that he is, knows Morse code. And
he tried that
would be highly keyed into and interested in random phaser fire flying around above his head.
He'd
So-
notice.
we know where they are and we're heading in that direction. And I want to send a message to Drake
Oh, you'll
by
send a
shooting
message to him.
phasers
Yeah.
over his head.
Okay.
Long and short ones in Morse code.
I
Okay.
mean, you could just send radiation at the planet, but okay, shoot bullets. You just want to shoot things, you goddamn Klingon.
How about this? Phasers for the dashes, torpedoes for the dots. There you go. Just open the full spread at him. Like, oh god, the whole planet gets bombarded. It's like, I think he said, don't worry, we're coming. Fire raining from the sky. All right, let's see how that goes. All right, but before that happens, Drake said he did something, and we're going to see how badly that breaks everything. So, Drake, what did you do?
Well, it's the weather balloon that's very happily floating away right now beyond where we should have teleported and it disappear. So I'm wondering, there's got to be something special about it. It's either the fact that it was engines that were sending the probes up and that just floated up naturally, or it was the speed at which it went up. So I want to... Oh, well, I'm going to ask the Dajia what's the lowest speed the shuttle could take to exit this asteroid. And then I'm going to launch a probe at that speed up.
The
And see if
slowest
it can-
speed to exit the asteroid, you said, right?
Yeah, what does the Dajia think the slowest speed he
Okay.
could fly the shuttlecraft off this asteroid?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll launch a probe at that speed to see if either A, it goes straight up and safely leaves, B, makes us jump once, or C, we do another million jumps because it took too long to pass the point.
Okay.
We're also going to be monitoring this time at what point we start bloody teleporting.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you're looking for basically the speed to like leave the asteroid, basically whatever the minimum speed would be, right?
Yes,
That
yes.
you would have to take. Okay. So yeah, he makes the calculations for you based on the gravity of this particular asteroid and on the slowest speed possible. He figures out quite easily with his little tricorder. So you have the probe there ready to go.
Go on then. Everyone's inside, doors shut. And oh my, no, put it down. Put it down. Put it down. I saw your hand move.
I was adjusting the stack because it was about to fall over. I'm not spending
Yeah,
any
bet
of it.
was.
It was about
I
to
bet
fall
it
over.
was.
I just adjusted. Good
Oh,
eye.
that's
Good
just-
eye. You know exactly what I touched on my desk.
Trauma, man, trauma.
It's a strong stack, and it was uneven, and I was worried it was going to topple. I didn't spend anything.
Spend
Couple
it,
right
spend
into
it,
the game.
spend it.
Shut up, James. He'll kill you with it.
That was that
I want
was.
this teleport, the buffer dies.
I'm just impressed with that tactical security officer eye of his. That he registered the movement. He knew exactly where on my desk, without seeing the desk, my threat tokens were. And you called me out on it. Yeah. Okay.
Too
Okay.
much experience. But yeah.
Okay. Nothing. No threat. No threat. Okay. You got the speed. You're good. Okay.
Let's see what happens. Everyone's inside, safe.
Okay.
And have we wouldn't have fixed the transporter just yet. It still would take some more time. So we haven't able.
It's about to be fixed. It's about to be fixed because of all this time of you like trying to figure out what's going on, you theorizing, blah blah blah. I assume Fox has been working on it the entire time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's fine. We will try to reanimate James after this jump because we don't want her pluming out again.
Now I'll say
So
it will be fixed. It will be fixed. But technically you should be spending momentum to do that if you're not going to be doing the roll for it. But I'm just saying, like, in theory.
we can spend the momentum. That's fine.
Okay. Because I don't take it away when the scenes change. The least you can do. The least you
It's
can
use
do.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll
All right.
use one to fix in a moment.
Thank you. All right, yeah, so you got the probe ready. and you launch it. Yes.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, and you're monitoring it, and probe goes up, and basically by the time it hits the maximum speed, which is the speed that which would be your minimum speed leaving, but that is the probe's maximum speed. As soon as it goes up, once it reaches that maximum speed, sky changes, probe's gone.
Okay, so we can't just leave very, very slowly. But it only changed once, right?
It only changed once.
Okay, so there's something about being at a certain height that angers the radiation. Okay, we'll leave that there. We will spend some momentum to fix the transporter and see if we can reassemble James.
There you go. So momentum is spent. I do want to think. Okay, so yeah, the transporter is now back online on this duct tape over the cracks. Everything is fine and dandy. So you are ready to recombobulate James.
Hopefully.
Okay. So yeah, you just get her out of the buffer, and you hit your energize, and there's a swirl of light from the transporter, and then it's just a mass of colors, shapes, and light and energy, and they keep swirling. James, you feel yourself getting tugged out of this ethereal world that you are in, and you feel like they're spinning you around in a circle as fast as possible. Like you're seeing every direction at once. You're seeing below you, above you, behind you, the side of you, in front of you, everywhere. You're just in a whirlwind. It's very disconcerting. And then slowly, your vision is narrowing down to just a point in front of you. You're starting to feel the ground underneath you. You're starting to feel like your old self again. Except I will spend 2 threat on this.
God damn it.
To add a you do feel like even though you have just been reconstituted, you feel like the bonds that are holding you together, what you never really acknowledge too much as yourself because you've just always felt human. But after this moment of being completely dispersed, you feel like the transport has helped reconnect those bonds, but they are still weak. You're going to need definitely at least a connection to an actual holodeck or something to replenish the photonic energy that is inside you. You've something about this planet is, or the subspace, whatever it might be, is interfering with your particular kind of radiation, and you don't feel entirely steady. You feel like you are ill for the first time since you became a holographic life form. But you're standing there on the transporter pad.
Welcome back, James. How are you feeling?
GM question first. You said a holodeck. I'm assuming then it would actually need to be a holodeck, not some installed emitters rather.
Probably just with the amount of photonic energy that you would need, you would probably want to have a full holodeck or something with a lot of power behind it to make sure you are fully reintegrated.
Right.
Just as long, if you want now, if you're talking about switching yourself over to a hollow emitter, you would probably be able to do that, but you would no longer be able to leave the ship. It's just a matter of making your bonds that are allowing you in this particular kind of radiation that has been kind of amassed inside the DeGrasse Tyson's holodeck due to use from the Gene. That's the kind of radiation you need, which would not natively be inside the hollow emitters on a shuttle.
Yep. Right.
But currently you are not in the hollow mirror, so you are still free to move as it is, but you are feeling like you're a bit seasick.
Well, in answer to your question, I feel shit. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything we can do to help?
Not unless you've got a holodeck in your pocket.
Unfortunately, not. There's a lot of things I don't have right now, like an exit plan. And then I reiterate to James what happened while she was out, and the fact that the weather balloon is floating happily away.
Just as he's about to start that, explaining, James suddenly starts looking around like, oh, I'm on the shuttle again.
Well, and I explain what happened. She became the cloud, and we put her in the buffer.
That's what happened. That was the
she
weirdest
wouldn't
feeling.
You'll have to write it in the log and tell me about it sometime. For now, we need a way off of this thing.
No, wait, you said the balloon was there.
And then I show her the computer screen with the balloon still happily floating away. Indeed, it is still up there.
So
something about it didn't trigger.
Somehow float out. Maybe.
Unless we have a lot of materials and helium lying around, we might have a bit of difficulty with that.
I sort of peer past Drake and look at the window to see if the window's fixed yet.
Everything's fine over there, Lieutenant. Ensign? No, she's an ensign, isn't she?
James? No, she's Lieutenant junior grade.
Okay,
at least the physical version of her is. We're not sure what this hologram is.
Well, he'll go with Lieutenant Junior for the time being. Everything's fine over there, Lieutenant Junior. Back to business. Are you okay to proceed? Or do you need to go back in the buffer?
For now, we should be fine. Let's get off this, whatever it is.
Easier said than done. Unless you have any more ideas for experiments, which at this point I'm going to say we may want to hold off on. I plan to lead an expedition with Thadagia down to the caverns to see if we can find what's causing the transports. Anything you think we should do, or shall we head out?
Really would like to try the floating up, but I think it would be too hard.
We weigh a lot.
Well,
you can look into that idea.
You could use some more exercise, but James gives him a smile and walks off a bit.
Drake, having remembered he ate 2 portions worth of food because James didn't eat hers, looks at his belly and pokes it. And he goes, oh, and then moves on.
Okay.
So how far away is this cave thing?
That is a good question. I will have to ask Thadagia.
Okay, he says it's probably about a 15-minute walk due south of here from where the New South currently is.
Okay. What do you mean the New South?
Well, because the asteroid keeps changing different places. The sun is now on one side of the sky here, so you're in different orientation. If you're going to assume the sun is rising in the east and setting in the west, then it might be in a different location now. So.
Okay, that's fine. I was Southman. Yeah, okay. Then we shall head south unless anyone has any ideas. Otherwise, we'll leave a couple of people behind to monitor the skies to see if we get found or if anything else happens, and also to monitor the energy to let us know if we're about to jump again. James, I might recommend you staying behind. Do you know what? I don't recommend. I'm in charge. I order you to stay behind and think about other ways of getting us off, but do not start any experiments while we're down there.
Okay, so who's in your crew going down?
You may want to take an engineer because you don't know what you're going to find. And I
Yeah,
suggest
I
you
will
go in
bring
EV
Fox.
suits.
Yep, we'll bring EV suits, supplies. I'll be bringing Thadagia, Fox. I will leave Doe behind, just in case. James behind. We have the other little no name. The no name can come with us just in case we need something. And then I'm going to recommend that Huison stays here, but she's kind of independent, so I can't control her.
Take the no name just in case someone needs to get shot.
Yeah, that's what I meant by we need something, aka meat shield.
So then James and Doe are the only ones staying behind with Huison, right?
Yes, they can continue monitoring everything.
Okay.
Come up with new ideas. Not to be executed, James. Drake says this like 4 times before he sets off. Think, don't do.
And James, are you going to be doing anything in particular while they go down?
I'll continue on with repairing things.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the windscreen, if it still needs repairing, the
Fine.
transporter, if it because it was jerry rigged, I believe it wasn't fixed.
Technically, yeah.
So I'll
They
do the
got it
fixed.
back working, yeah. Okay, just make sure everything's tip-top shape, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're good there. All right.
I am going to install an emitter of sorts because I think we were going with that they help kind of charge her holographic field or whatever. So just so what happened before doesn't kind of happen again. Because if it happens again, who knows how bad it will be next time. Oh,
yeah.
Downloading any information from the other shuttle, as in any sensor logs, anything like that might be useful.
All right, so you'll just basically process the information. Okay, Drake, your team, along with the other no-name crew member, so let me put them off to the side. You are going to go down into...
Explore.
I lost that.
And that was useful. We went down in the cavern.
Yep. There we go. And you took the shuttle with you, apparently. Okay. So, there we go. Get rid of you. Park that over there, so it's there. All right, and then while you're heading down into the cavern, you're suiting up. You're getting your EV suits, your equipment, all that stuff. Loke, you said you want to do something as you're approaching the asteroid. Is that correct? Because you've been traveling for a while, so we can assume that you are getting close enough that your plan may take effect. So what exactly would you like to do?
I mean, first I want to check and see how clear the path is. Like, is there... Essentially, can I shoot without hitting asteroids and have the shots go over the asteroid that they are on?
Okay, yeah, I think you would be able to find an angle that would work.
Okay. In that case, then, I mean, starship phasers are visible easily to the naked eye. It's not just the TV show making it visible for viewers, right?
It should be visible to the naked eye, yeah.
Yeah. So then, just a simple Morse code with a single word. And that's just stop.
Stop. Okay. All right. You'll fire your Morse code at the plant. I assume you're going to be repeating that as you're traveling. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So eventually, as you're getting closer and that code is going, I would assume that James would probably notice it.
Yeah.
James, you'll see a light in the sky, kind of like skimming the upper atmosphere of this planetoid, and you see it's definitely being fired in a pattern which you could easily recognize as being Morse code. And I don't think you need a roll to figure out that it does say exactly as he said, stop. I don't know.
You're muted.
Yeah, I don't know if you're attempting to talk, you're still on mute.
Sorry, I was muted, and yes, I had tried to talk. Had Drake left already?
Yes, by this point they're
Still
gone.
got the radios though. We can still, for the time being, talk.
Yeah, I'll tap the communicator and James to Drake.
Drake here.
So, funny thing happened.
What did you do?
I haven't touched anything.
Okay.
I believe someone shot phasers above the sky in a Morse code of stop.
A very effective method. Wonder why they used phasers instead of radiation, but I like it. Very Klingon. Then, as the captain directs, don't do anything, just study. We'll be back up soon.
I'm just fixing.
That's fine. No improvements, just fix.
Just fixing.
Okay. Drake out. Sounds very suspicious as he ends the call.
Can you believe her? All right.
Shouldn't have done.
You find the cave after a while, and you all head into it. I'm assuming scanning the whole way. As you start going down deeper and deeper, Thadagia is mentioning how it's very similar to the cave structure back on Orgon 3, where they had the very unfortunate mission years ago. And oh, look at that. There we go. So, he points out that something that turns true the deeper you go, the stronger you start detecting the signal of artificial machinery and power source deep below you. As this is a kind of a small asteroid, small planetoid, it's not like you're going down to the core of a planet, but you are going deeper and deeper down, and the signal is getting stronger.
Is it just a constant emission, like a constant level, or is there any? Can we see it slowly starting to build again?
Nothing's building. It's only getting stronger the closer you get to it.
Okay.
So
then we will keep monitoring and keep moving.
Yeah, that's helping you find the way, basically. So, let's see, going down there. Let's see, yeah. Do I want to even do that right now? Nope, I don't. So we'll just go. Eventually, you get down into a clearing, a larger opening, a larger cavern, and you see jutting out of the wall of this cave is at least the tip of the iceberg. Whatever kind of device, machine, whatever is embedded inside of this asteroid, this would be one of the points where it is accessible to those who are on the inside. So it's a pretty massive piece of machinery. Lots of it's definitely of a design that you have not encountered before, at least personally. There's lots of different elements to it, lots of moving parts, and things that are just pretty far beyond your experience level and probably the experience level of most of Starfleet. And Thadagia mentioned to you that yes, what they found on Orgon 3 had a very similar design. And much like that one, this is also quite ancient and in a state of disrepair, so it is probably not operating the way it's designed to be.
Cool. Given that this is beyond our level of understanding, let's get everyone performing full scans of the machine and let's see if we can find a power source.
Okay.
Although likely it's a subspace thing, but let's see if we can find a way to disconnect it.
Okay, so just do a scan. It's not Doe with you, it's Fox with you, so you're the only one
Yep.
that's basically in control. So you could just do your reason or insight plus engineering, and it would be a difficulty of if you're just looking for a power source, I would say difficulty of 1, if that is your main goal.
Yeah, we're going to be scanning the whole thing just to get so we can take it back with us. So it's going to take a little time, but the main focus is identifying the power source, and then whilst we're looking at the power source, everyone else continues scanning to get what we can.
I just want to clarify, when you say take it back with you, you mean the data, correct?
The data,
Okay.
yes, this thing looks
Just-
massive. I'm not carrying
just-
this back on my shoulders.
Wanted to be sure. Just wanted to be sure. Okay.
Take it apart, let's go.
Okay, lift with your knees, boys. Come on, we gotta get this. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think difficulty 1 for that is good enough.
Then I will be risky and not take any extra dice. I'll just use my natural 2 and screw it up. See? Told you.
And did the right whoop whoop come in? Hang on a sec. Oh yeah, you just rolled 3 things consecutive. That's why a new name didn't pop up. Okay, yeah, you did screw that up. So, scan that, and I'm just gonna take that as 2 more threat because you never know if I have ideas at hand. Basically, it's you're with the interference coming off of it, as well as being, deep down in a cave, and it's reflecting the signals off of everything. You can't really tell where the power source is on this thing or what elements out here counts as the power source. But you are just taking as much data as you can about the thing. You don't know what every little doodad is responsible for, but you are registering like the different elements of it. So you are making your recordings, but you are not making anything of the information you're getting. Not anything solid, at least.
Okay. Don't have many suggestions now. I ask Doe if he thinks he has any understanding of this machine, of what we can do with it.
You mean
without
Fox?
potentially-
Fox, correct?
Fox, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Given he's the engineer in all this.
If you had like at least 1 more point of momentum to spend, maybe he would have some kind of insight in that. But Fox is pretty much, as he's impressed with it, but he doesn't really know as well. Thadagia also said that the interface for the machine that they came across when he was serving on the Bellerophon isn't too different from the typical kind of interfaces from species across the Alpha and Beta quadrants. However, it's the proper way of operating it is questionable, and they didn't do a very good job the first time. They kind of sped up the destruction of the planet when they did it.
Not scary at all. So it's got an interface. Can we try starting to translate it using the universal translator?
You can attempt. That might take some time, but yeah. You'll
We've
be
got nothing else to do at this
got
point.
nothing else to do at this point. Okay, but I know what I will do. Look where my shoulder is,
No,
David.
no,
Look where my
no,
shoulder
stop
is.
it.
Look how my
I
shoulder is
hate you.
moving, David. Okay, I'm going to use. I just threw it on the floor because I'm angry. That's how I get. Did I catch it? I feel like I caught it. Yeah, stuck under my leg. I'm going to gain that or use that threat you just gave me from that thing there, and suddenly the sounds from the machine changes, and you're starting to get different signals, different energy readings coming off of it. It's not like when it was teleporting you, but something has shifted, and there's uh, a buildup of energy in different parts of it, but it's not the same subspace radiation that made you teleport. At the same time, uh, it starts to vibrate, and there's a low droning klaxon type alarm that starts going off as as a couple lights open up on ports on the side, and a beam comes out and just washes over all of you like it quickly scanned you. And then the machine starts turning dark, interface starts going off, and the vibrating gets a little more intense. Didagia suggests that may have triggered some sort of anti-tampering or some kind of alarm system on it, as they did back on Orgon 3.
Back to the shuttle, please, boys.
I think we should just watch it happen.
Yeah, let's just stand here and watch the thing blow up in our face.
James, back on the surface, you're starting to get weird signals from the ships that are scanning the interior. I believe it might be the Huison ship that was scanning the ground below you and like keeping an eye on the radiation.
Sato was the inside because it was able to penetrate deep.
So then your ship, the shuttle, is the one that's picking up readings. There is like a massive but unstable buildup of power going on deep down below you. So clearly, Drake and his team listened to the whole stop message that was given by Commander Locke. So
it was Doe who stayed on the shuttle, wasn't it?
Yes, it is.
I turned to Doe and go, I didn't do that.
Still gonna blame James.
All right, I did not do that.
It's going to be in the report that it was James that did it. Okay, Locke, on the deGrasse Tyson, you are getting close. You are getting close to the asteroid at your speed. And by now, like with the sensors, of course, you can't get any clear reading, but you are detecting spikes. The deGrasse Tyson is detecting spikes of energy building up inside of the asteroid, which so far hasn't matched any of the readings yet.
Does he never know the meaning of the word stop?
He didn't do anything. He just went to sea. As the voice on the wind.
Locke just sighs dejectedly and asks for a status update on what these energy signatures are, if they're anything we've seen similarly before.
The answer to that is no.
And did we know previously what the telecommunication range was, or is it just no communication?
It was basically very hard to maintain communication. Like the signal would just get cut off constantly, and the farther out you would be, the worse that would be.
Right. So how close do we need to be? Because I mean, their radios worked on the planet. So.
You're just trying to cut because your communications would be using subspace to transmit, and it's subspace that's
Yeah.
all messed up in there. So the farther out you are, then the more it's going to get cut off. So you would pretty much have to be back in orbit again to try to get a good signal.
All right. Well then, we will just continue in the continue towards it. Let's actually increase to 3/4 with the new energy signal coming. Let's increase to 3/4 speed rather than just half impulse.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me try to get something here. Okay, so you're going to do. That is so weird. Hang on. Having a little bit of trouble here with my. There we go. Why did it do that? With my roll 20. So hang on. There we go. So we'll do. Okay, so you're increasing the speed, heading out to the asteroid, trying to cut the time in half, as you would imagine. I'm going to do 2 more threat on there as the speed going up. Your ship starts vibrating extremely wildly. You got the whole like shimmying and shaking going on. You see Vumbi's little bob hair flopping back and forth as she's trying to maintain the course on the ship. And Drake, behind you as you're all fleeing from the cave, the klaxon seems to be growing stronger and stronger. And but it sounds off. It sounds again sort of like Tadagia said that the thing's not operating at full capacity. So it's like not a consistent klaxon, but a droning and fading. So this thing is reacting oddly. Uh, Back on the Tyson, as you are racing by, as as well as the vibrations going on and the subspace getting choppier and choppier, and your ship getting nudged back and forth, uh, you start detecting energy spikes coming from multiple directions as other asteroids that you are passing by seem to start being triggered.
They're being triggered as in like they're just teleporting randomly?
No, they're not moving. It's these spikes. It's not the same energy of when they're teleporting, but it's these new, unusual spikes of energy that you're detecting.
Okay, so the same thing is what's coming out. Okay, so it's the same thing as what's coming out from yeah. Well,
Just gonna add here that I think Drake's gonna kill us. Wasn't James in the end? It's Drake.
Shut up.
And is there any pattern to the energy coming out, as in like they're activating when we go near them, or is it just all of them?
Your sensors are only really able to get the ones that are close to you. So it's
Okay.
the ones that, at least as you're passing by, you're detecting that the spikes are happening inside them as well.
Okay, but it could still be, but it's not it doesn't seem definite that we're causing them to turn on as we pass by.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. In that case, Locke gives the command to simply keep a minimum distance from so essentially the largest asteroid we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
We need to keep that size, that radius distance away from any other asteroid
That's a smart call.
as we navigate through. It might add a little time to get there, but it's worth it to not have one suddenly appear in front of us.
That's a smart call, yep. Vumbi takes the information and she plots that into the course.
But otherwise, we maintain the current speed as we don't want to, don't want to risk damage to the ship, but we also feel that quite the urgency to get to Drake and friends.
Okay. Drake and Friends. That's the spin-off show.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, with what Drake's done, it can't get worse.
It can.
Never say it can't get worse.
Just a question. How much threat do you have there?
I have 3.
Right, not too many.
Not too many.
It's enough.
So what I was thinking is, trying.
Uh-oh.
Please don't make us jump. Please don't make us jump. I can't stop you, but please don't make us jump.
Oh, I do love having Drake on video. It's like, anyway. I want to try and get a communication line that's going to not use necessarily subspace, if you will, an annular interphasic confinement beam.
I like the sound of that.
Sort of like a sort of that laser. It's not laser, but the beam communication. Point to point communication.
Mm-hmm.
Something very similar to that.
Okay.
So try and work out by where the phases shot across the sky, where they roughly are.
Okay.
And fire a communication beam at the ship. So it's not using subspace. It's a confinement beam, which I'm really hoping doesn't trigger the thingy.
Okay.
The jump.
Yes.
Apparently, stop has lost all meaning in the universe.
You're wishing you did the planetary bombardment to get your message across now.
The stop was to Drake.
Drake, stop launching things.
I'm not launching things. This is a beam.
It didn't say
Yes.
stop, James. It just said stop. So it doesn't
No,
apply
but if
to
you-
me.
If you remember, Drake's last words before leaving were, fix, don't improve. I believe those were my exact words.
Okay. While you're working on the beam, Drake, you and your party are rushing as fast as you can to get out of the cave. Your tricorder beeps that it has detected a possible translation for a couple of the sounds coming from the klaxon warning that's coming out. And what you do get, because you're running a translation, is 2 terms, not necessarily in order and not necessarily a complete message from the machine, but you get
God, I hope they say stop.
just says stop, James. Yeah. It is intruder and failsafe.
I mean,
All I can say is the beam is far less badderer than that.
yes. Intruder and failsafe usually doesn't end well. I don't want to go back. I'm not going back because I'll die. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep the translation going to see if I can hear anything else. But I am an intruder, and I don't want to be the one the failsafe happens.
So you're leaving the cave, yes? Still leaving.
Oh, I feel like it's the wrong choice all of a sudden, but I don't want to die. So yeah.
Okay. Locke, back on the DeGrasse Tyson as you are continuing your way. Alder calls up from the science lab and lets you know that a couple of the asteroids that you have recently passed by with the energy signature building, the strange new type of energy signature, spiking and building in odd ways. A couple of them have teleported out, but nothing came to replace them.
Oh. Well then, and are we able to? Have we tried looking for them again yet?
They're going through the data of all of the sensors, but it's going to take a long time to find random asteroids. So they're
Yeah.
going to have to compare different timestamps to see if new asteroids have appeared. But currently, they're just starting to blink out of existence.
Okay.
From what it looks like.
Yeah, so in case we weren't already in a rush, we're definitely in a rush now.
Definitely in a rush now.
And maybe we can start opening. I mean, how far off are we now?
You should be there within a few minutes because you're increasing the speed, you're going a little breakneck, and you were getting close enough as it is to be able to fire phasers, so you should be there shortly.
Okay, well, we can start now with opening a radio hail to see if we can get them on the line.
Okay.
Maybe, and when I say radio, I mean literal radio instead of subspace.
Okay. You're probably gonna have to be a little bit closer, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. So radio itself should be okay as long as they're thinking of listening to it, but if their systems are on, they should be able to get it. Okay. James, you want to also work on your thing too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get to you in a second. Anything else, Locke?
Just that, yeah, we're trying to get the radio hail, and we are, hopefully working on a method of, I mean, because our transporters still work. It's just the transporters on the ship or on the shuttle that were broken.
Well, they broke it, but they kind of fixed it. It's just again, the subspace disturbances that run the risk of basically just grabbing a handful of marbles that used to be a person and throwing them into the void.
Okay. Then yeah, we're just prepping so that we're prepping the rest of the ship to be able to have multiple ways of extracting them.
Okay.
Whether that be transporter or some sort of physical extraction.
I just love watching David's face as he's hearing all the things happening there. Just like these slight nods, like please don't, no, don't do. Okay, so you're prepping all that. Okay, James, you want to do your beam idea, correct?
If I can get it set up,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I would definitely like to try and communicate with the ship
Point to point.
point to point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's give you a roll to see if you get that down, because I'm sure you would be able to set up a beam like that just fine. It's just a matter of whether you're launching it in the right direction for them to be able to connect with it. So right now, let's just do a roll. This would be reason and engineering or reason and science. Either of those would be good because you are pretty much extrapolating where they should be rather than knowing exactly where they are to send the beam. And because of that, it's also going to be a difficulty of 3.
Oh. How much momentum do we have?
You have 1.
I would like that one, please.
Okay. It is spent.
All right. So I don't have any focuses, so focuses none, or none that will work for here. All right, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. You got it.
Awesome.
All right. So you have the beam ready. You have it to go. What is the initial message? What are you attempting to do?
Before I send anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap the communicator. James to Drake.
Drake here.
Out of breath.
Are you okay?
Not really. Failed safes have activated.
Right now, everything starts rumbling too, I should point out. You're feeling tremors underneath you. All of you.
Keep saying Jishindes.
Right. I think I have a way to communicate with the ship. Can I go ahead?
Not much to lose at this point.
All right. That's pretty much as he says that I'm hitting the send, but the message will be how to set up the beam at their end so they can send one back.
Okay.
And then we can't leave planet. It teleports rock. And leave it at that for very short, weird message.
Okay.
And shoot it at the ship.
Okay, since you got your angle correct and everything's good on the beam, the DeGrasse Tyson does intercept this beam, which, because it's getting closer and it surpasses the word subspace, so it doesn't have to worry about that. So Locke, you hear or you get the message. They relay it to you on the bridge. What's happening? And you have again, according to her, tells how to send a message back on the same thing. So you can use it for communication.
I have our communications officer on the bridge set up the response and tell them that we are on their way and not to do anything to cause a teleport again. And that we will be there momentarily.
Alder also calls up from the science lab. Commander, I just want to report that from our latest scans of the asteroid field, compared with our earlier data, it appears that the density of the field has decreased by 3% since we arrived.
Decreased? So they are just flat out disappearing.
It would appear so.
Or
Does
at
that
least
come
they
over-
are teleporting outside of our range of detection.
As far as I can tell, they are just gone. That's wherever they're going is definitely outside the range of detection.
Does that come through on
Okay.
comms, by the way?
It depends if he wants to send it to you on comms.
That doesn't seem like information that's going to help them. So,
Well,
I'm not going to pass that on. But, yeah, we definitely need to pick them up as soon as possible because we don't want their asteroid to blink out of existence, right? That seems pretty reasonable.
It does seem to be. So allow me to set up an extended consequence to see how long that will be. There we go.
don't like the sound of that.
So, hang on. Let's see. Put that, yeah, we'll do a stress track. I'll do that, yeah.
Once you're done, I have something I'd like to try.
Okay. I'll be
When you're
right
done.
there.
When you're done.
No, it has to be 4. Okay, yeah. All right, so I have to do the first roll on the extended consequence, which is to see how long it is until your asteroid joins the rest of the ones wherever they're going. So it's kind of like, again, the reverse evil twin of a extended task. This is has a stress track of 15, magnitude of 2, and 4 the standard default 4 challenge dice for it. Okay, and that is only 2, which is good for you guys. So there we go. So 2 there, so no magnitude or no breakthroughs hit at the moment, but this is going to be a constant now. So your actions are going to be very important from this point forward. Okay. But that means a couple more asteroids all around are blinking away.
Okay.
So I would like to test something. The communication beam.
Stop.
Do you want to get off this little asteroid or not?
Mm.
Oh, you can stay here if you like.
Go on, let's see what you do.
All right. So the communication beam worked. What I'm hoping to do, and this is a theory thing first, possibly even using my research focus, to theorize whether it's possible to modify the beam so instead of sending communication in the form of words or text, to send a transporter beam.
Okay.
So if we could, I guess whether we're going to get enough of a coherent beam to be able to send data that complex through. So that's what I would like to try and do. So if it works, obviously, then we can transport off potentially one at a time, or depending on how quick things deteriorate.
Okay.
But that's what I'd like to try. That's what I'd like to theorize.
Okay. So you want to see if that's even
No
going
physical
to be possible.
testing.
If that's even going to be possible. Okay. So then just running computer simulations alone, that is probably going to be an engineering and reason. Because you know your systems quite well and whether they would be able to apply. So engineering and reason, and I would say with something like that, a difficulty of 3 to be able to figure out a way to get it done. Whether or not it can then be done in time would be a different thing, but I would say difficulty of 3 on that. But your ship, the Sato, is still going to assist with its computers too.
Right, so it's going to assist. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, us on the asteroid don't even know the asteroids are blinking out of existence right now, do we?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
But the whole threat thing is not necessarily a good thing, and we're shaking. We all feel the shaking.
I'm aware, but I don't know what's happening yet, so I'm not going to be making any sort of
Okay, make your
thing.
roll. And
All
somebody roll for the Sato.
I think I have it open. I can roll for the Sato.
Okay.
How many threat do you have? You had 3, you said, I think.
have 3, yes.
And I've used the last momentum, so we have no momentum.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do this, but have one more threat, please.
I'm at 4
You're gonna
now.
kill us, James.
Yes, I might do.
Okay, that's 3
But if
dice
this
for you.
succeeds, we might have a way off. Might. Go well, go well. Oh, thank God.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. And nothing from the Sato, which again, we're only going by the left-hand number, but that's still nothing. But yes, you got all 3. Your calculations are coming through that with the correct adjustments to the transporter and linking it with the beam, it could be possible to funnel the data stream into the confinement beam. You're
all
able.
right.
Now, while that's happening, Huisan Sosan is going to run into the Sato, look for you, find you, and say, should I be concerned because this place has never vibrated like this in all the time I've been here?
I don't know. Probably yes.
Are
How
you?
set in your rules are you about transporting?
Uh,
If it's transporting or die,
if it's transporting or die, I don't know if I could choose transporting. If I am transported, I am basically dead in the eyes of my people, and there's nothing I can do to help them. And if what I hear about Ani taking over, I will have no grounds to stand on if I return, and he will definitely be the new Prime Scholar.
what if you didn't tell him?
She looks at you in the eyes and says,
Like,
"I would
James,
know."
James has got a
I would
horrid
know.
look for asking that
Yeah.
question, though. Like, she's not
Yeah.
genuinely not happy about having to ask it.
Yeah. But she said, "I would know."
Understood.
At this point, you'll get a little ding-a-ling thing set from your communique from Drake asking if you can because I know the DeGrasse Tyson's above us at this point, right?
You know that they have to be close enough to be sending that signal, yeah. To sending the
Then I asked James to ask them if they know what's happening, if they can see anything happening. Because I would like an update on what's happening, because I have an idea, but I don't want to say it until I know what's happening.
Yes, I will. We may be able to transport off.
How's Susan about that?
She would rather die.
That's not good. Can you get that message, please?
Yep. I will send the type beam transmission to the DeGrasse Tyson again.
Okay.
Asking for an update on what they see from above.
Okay. How much are you going to tell them, Locke?
Going to tell them that, yeah, I can fully update them then at this point, that the asteroids that are blinking away are not being replaced anymore, and yeah, that we need to get them off of the asteroid as quickly as possible.
I'd say the communicator line is still open with Drake, and when James was receiving that response, she's like, Drake?
Yes, James?
Asteroids are disappearing.
I'm aware of that, James. We've done that a few times by now.
No. We've been teleporting. They're disappearing, apparently. Vanishing, no longer being within the asteroid belt.
Crap. Can you tell the Tyson to launch a probe through the atmosphere of another asteroid so it goes in one end, through the atmosphere, close to the surface, and out the other? And tell me if it teleports / disappears.
I'll pass that on to the DeGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
We can do that, yeah.
That is well within your abilities. All right. So you want to fire that up?
Yeah, make it so.
Yep. No need for a roll on that. That would just be easy enough as you're going through something quick like that. You just what you see. You fired the probe. They get it ready. Fire the probe. It goes into the atmosphere. One of the asteroids as you are getting close to it. No problems there. But when it's on its way out, it disappears. It's instantly replaced by a completely different asteroid. And then a moment later, that asteroid just blinks away and it's gone forever.
Great.
I'll relay that information to Drake.
I'll pass it on.
After that, I need to make my roll for the next part of this here because a lot of things are going on. But I also want to say that the vibration is now getting stronger, and you can, as you're exiting the cave, Drake, you and the rest of them. The farther you got, you couldn't hear the klaxons anymore. You couldn't hear the automated warnings. But now you can. It sounds like it's increasing in intensity. The volume is getting, like, it must be deafening down below if you could hear it as you're leaving the cave. So, rolling that. 3 this time. Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. You're all still alive. We are down to a third of the track is down.
Does the universal translator pick up any more words?
You're still just getting the only words you got from before, same thing, just intruder and failsafe.
Given it looks like we're potentially going to lose a shuttle or two, using the new beam, I'm going to start transmitting up all the data that we've collected from both shuttles up to the Tyson. So sensor records, everything. You know, because we're not going to, if we transport off, I doubt we're taking the shuttle with us.
Drake,
So-
you're getting closer to the encampment again. This time when you, of course, everything is shaking. The trees are shaking. The animals are acting very, very antsy, flying around like it's in a disaster. As you approach the area with the 2 shuttles, you see that Huisan Sosan has left the shuttle and she's just in a kind of meditative kneeling position by one of the fish ponds.
I mean, it's kind of the least of my worries at the moment, given the fact that, you know, if she's not going to transport, it makes no difference where she is. So I'm going to continue on to the shuttle and see if there's anything new, any orders from the ship, or just try and have a think about what we can do. And whether or not we got time to build a big balloon.
Locke, I do also want to point out to you that after the probe too, yeah, I forgot to say, after you fired the probe and it went to leave the atmosphere again, it blinked away another what's it called? Another asteroid appeared. Same thing. It was a different size. The probe smashed into it, but when it disappeared, the fragments of the probe were basically just left to scatter into space.
Wait, what?
The asteroid
So-
disappeared. It appeared, the probe
Yeah.
smashed into it, and then the asteroid disappeared. But the
Yeah.
probe remains were left behind.
But the probe remains were left behind. I see. But the probe didn't teleport with the initial one because it had left its atmosphere.
It was leaving the atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah.
When it was leaving.
And when it smashed into the next one, it was in the atmosphere of the one that then disappeared.
It would be inside the atmosphere. So basically, when that one appeared, it appeared in such a way that the probe collided with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the remains then are essentially part of in the atmosphere. But when it disappeared, the remains were still there. So the disappearing ones are not taking their or at least they're not taking something that's not physically touching it. Can we do a quick scan of the remains and see if 100% of the drone is there, or if any pieces might have been taken with the disappearing asteroid?
Yeah, that would be difficulty of 2 because of the deGrasse Tyson sensor suite and the subspace interference. So yeah, difficulty 2 science and control and science task supported
Am
by.
I doing that, or is the deGrasse Tyson doing that?
The deGrasse Tyson is going to support it. Since you don't
Okay.
really have a science officer on the ship right now, I
Mhm.
don't believe there's any true science officer there. I don't know what Dell did. You could do that as your own command role, again, as you're basically ordering somebody else to do it.
Okay, so you said complication 2?
It would be no. The difficulty would be 2. Complication range would be 1.
Complication range 1. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then you need 1 for the ship.
Yeah, and that's gonna be
Sensors and science.
sensors and
Science.
science. Okay. And complication range 2 for it also?
It's going to be complication range 1, just like yours.
1, okay.
Yeah. And there's 2.
There's the 1.
There's 2. You got 2. You do a scan, and the fragments suggest that all the fragments are there.
Okay, so it might or might not, that doesn't confirm, but it might or might not mean that touching the planet doesn't matter. Because if some of them were gone, then that would confirm that touching the planet or touching the asteroid teleports you with it.
Mm-hmm.
But since all the pieces are there, that might not be the case. At least that's what I'm extrapolating from this data.
Okay.
So I guess there is a chance that when the asteroid blinks away from Drake and company, that they'll just be left where the asteroid was. So we're going to relay that information to them and tell them that they need to all be in an airlocked, safe environment, because at any point the asteroid and atmosphere might suddenly be gone. But they at least will still be there, and we can pick them up then.
Okay.
I'll
Not
relay that
suggesting
to
that we should wait for this to happen, but in case it does happen, best that they're not suddenly just in space.
How about this? Because you did another roll, so that's triggering another roll on here. Let's see how far we
Damn
get.
it.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Still no breakthrough triggered, but that's 9 out of 15 on the work track.
Best start running, Drake.
Okay, James, you get that message in. I assume you're sending that message via the beam, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Please.
so as long as he says he's sending the message, then you get it. If he says he wants to watch you die, no, that's okay. Yeah, I assume that the deGrasse Tyson is sending that, and you're the one on the receiving end. So he's postulating that if your asteroid disappears, your shuttle will not.
I'm also going to look at who was it? John Doe, I think, stayed on the shuttle with me.
Yeah.
And I'll sort of just say, well, I think we can teleport to the ship, but I'll need someone to test. And then I sort of do this slight glance at him.
I don't know what his reaction would be, but if Chris wants to take it over, he could react as John Doe. That already sounds like a good reaction.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Yeah, I think that's the fitting reaction. Okay, Drake, you and your crew get back to the shuttle by this point.
Did we hear the message? Is James relaying the message?
No, it said I relayed it.
Oh,
I thought I
well,
did.
if you you said you received it, not that you were messaging us.
She's like, this one's for me. Okay.
Sorry, yes, I did
And-
relay that message.
Okay, then
In my
if she
head, I
relayed the-
relayed it.
Okay. In reality, please. Then if she relayed the message whilst we were on the way to the shuttle, Drake would have turned around and started shouting at Quison to get onto the shuttle. What does she do? Does she get up or is she still praying?
She gets up very slowly, and she turns and looks at you, and says, "Have you found a way to get us off without the transporter?"
Maybe let's go.
She looks around and, "Good enough for me." She starts jogging towards your shuttle.
Yeah, I do have a quick question though.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have like any confirmation that whatever these asteroids are doing is not transporter technology? Has she not been transported like a dozen times now?
Don't know. It's
Okay.
not registering as the same type of transport where you see something disappear, like disintegrate and then reappear elsewhere. It's just it's here one moment and the next moment it's in a completely different place. There's no like process of something happening to it. It's just shifting in space and time. But
Okay.
you don't know what this technology is or how that applies.
Subspace is notoriously weird.
And
But
speaking of which,
go on.
Locke also floats the idea that like, is there any way that we could? How large is this device that you saw, Drake? Is there any way you could schlep it back to the ship?
Go back, Drake.
Lol. Go back down there. Pick it up. Drake very clearly explains the size of the thing being impossible to move. Plus, we only saw the tip of the iceberg. The rest is embedded into the rock.
All right. Well, how close are we to being in orbit now?
You're pretty much there now.
Drake,
Yeah, go on.
I'm pretty much ready to try a transport. I think it may work. Yes, Locke thinks that the shuttle may stay when the asteroid goes. I don't want to take that risk.
Right.
This is to Drake, by the way.
Which Drake looks at James, presses a button on the replicator and says, "An apple." To which an apple appears, and he goes, "That," and gives her the apple to transport first, rather than a human.
We're running, as she's putting the apple on the transport pad, we are running out of time. Pushing buttons, transport to the ship.
Also, whilst she's putting the apple on there and setting up the transport stuff, Drake is gonna send a message up to Lolk asking whether or not we want to try and exit the planet, exit the asteroid, because the probe left and then was left behind, but everything on the asteroid remained. Do we want to risk leaving and then potentially crashing into the other asteroid, depending on the size, but hopefully being left behind like the probe was? At least we have shields.
I mean, the other option is that we try and like just use the tractor beam to pull you up at the same speed that the air balloon went.
An apple appears on the bridge.
Does an apple appear on the bridge is the question.
Not yet. We didn't make the roll.
Okay.
Or is it going to be like Grognak? Oh, the pig lizard, sorry. Galaxy Quest. Inside Out.
Yeah.
Before the transport, anyway, I'm going to have everyone inside, doors shut, and hovering not set,
Okay.
hovering off the ground. So Thadaji's got his work cut out for him.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And
So
yes, lots of opinions still.
everyone is in the shuttle. The shuttle is now hovering, but not moving. And James, you are going to have to try to make that transport then through the beam, which you know is possible, but you don't know if it's going to succeed. So that is going to be a difficulty 4 task for you. Actually,
Wow.
no, because like the beam is still going to be subject to some extra thing. That's going to be a difficulty of 5 for you.
No, I can't make that.
Well, the shuttle is going to help you, and there's always
Not
threat
that
you can
much.
give. You can buy more dice. You can buy more dice.
You risk it for a biscuit.
Well, the problem is, even if this works, then we've got to try it on humans, and the roll will be just as hard, if not harder.
Hey, you never know. You might get lucky. Some of you might make it. The thing is that as long as you don't roll complications, it's probably just going to fail and the person just doesn't leave. As long as you don't roll complications.
1 in 6 chance.
Oh, that's
As long as
All right, let's have threat. Why not?
Okay.
We'll build up your threat to kill us in the end
There we go.
with one big thing.
All right. So you're buying 1 die.
1 die.
Okay. And then
Complication range.
complication range is just 1. Yeah. Or you know what? I will what I'm going to do is I'm going to nah, come on, I'll save it. No, oh wait, you gotta roll. Let's see what goes on there. Oh, that's good. Look at that. 2, 1, 2. There's a 5. And
the Sato hasn't even rolled yet.
yeah, roll for the ship.
Computers and engineering, yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Left is 1.
Left is 1, so you actually get 1 momentum back, and an apple does appear, not on the bridge, but on the deGrasse Tyson's transporter pad.
Oh. I was going for comedic value, but that's probably better.
Well,
that makes more sense, but comedic value.
Difficulty would increase. I could take that momentum back and say that
it's
the
fine.
apple appears half inside Voombi's head.
I mean, there's comedic value.
There's comedic value. Okay, so
no,
it worked for the apple.
Right, now we have options. What would you like to do?
Oh, you made the roll, so I have to as well.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
Stop spinning. 3, 1.
Which is why I was thinking send a human. Fewer rolls.
Yes, but less chance of death. And if my calculations are correct, we're very close to this ending.
Kind of.
And we may only be able to do 1 at a time.
Remember, it's not when the track is filled, it's when the magnitude is reached. So still no breakthroughs.
Okay. Only those who wish to risk the transport can go. I'm not forcing anybody to transport if they don't want to, and I will be staying behind to at least try and get the shuttle off with Puissant.
Well,
John Doe is very quickly like, I'll risk the transport.
Okay. That we've been foreshadowing his death for months now. So let's get him on the transporter. You go. He gives you a nod, takes a deep breath, and Same thing. It's going to be difficulty 5.
Just a thought.
That's a scary sentence. Go on.
Hey, the communication thing and the transport thing have been 2 good ideas.
Go on.
And we learned a lot from the previous experiments.
Go on.
I wonder if there is a way to either adjust our shield harmonics or some such thing so that our beam is getting out perfectly fine. I just wonder if we can somehow modify the shields, modify the shuttle somehow, so that we either may not trigger the teleport, the thingy. I don't know. I'm just trying to think if we could somehow modify.
You want to mess with the modify the shield so that it reflects or dampens the effects of the radiation on the shuttlecraft,
so that we might be able to just fly out.
It's probably going to be better than just waiting, but it's whether or not we send John Doe first.
Your call, Drake. You're the leader. You're the leader on the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking at you.
I was just sat there waiting. Not my job. Crap, it is my job. Screw it. Yeah, no. Actually, we've already sent all the information to the deGrasse Tyson, right? Their computers are better than ours, so they should be able to infer the harmonics better than our shuttle computers would. So I will contact Lolt, ask him if he can please run something, get Alder to run a simulation to see if he can come up with something that would at least dampen the radiation of the transports given the information we've sent up. And to bring that back ASAP.
Just to be clear, dampen which radiation?
Oh damn.
So I'm going for more shield harmonics as opposed to dampening radiation. So the beam gets out fine, doesn't trigger anything. Yes, that's only basically light. But if we can, I wonder if a cloak would work. No.
We don't have a cloak. And it would be to reflect, dampen, or basically interfere so that we're not detected in regards to the teleporting radiation, not the blinking out of existence radiation. Because that way we can exit before it blinks or teleports, is my thoughts, to which I'm discussing with James, given that she's the engineer and it was her idea.
Reflecting, reducing our no, because even the probes triggered the thing. Shit.
With that in character, just a little shit.
Yes.
Under James's breath. I think regardless, just making it so it's less likely, messing with the harmonics to interfere with its interaction with us would be the best way to go. Whether or not we try and leave is a different question. But we do get left behind regardless of the situation if we leave, so we either risk blinking out of existence or we risk crashing into an asteroid. Which then blinks out of existence, but we should be left behind.
At least your bodies would.
If we're not dead, yes. Hence I think messing with the interference would be best as a last-ditch effort to try and get off the planet. But I think, yeah, we need to be prepared for a crash or something, or some very good piloting from Thadagia.
Where's Thadagia when you need him? Okay, so what's the plan? What's
Assign
the
the
action?
pilots.
What's the action?
So the one you guys are on is pretty large, right?
It's largish, yeah. Definitely. It's probably far bigger on Roll20 than it would be in reality, just because otherwise it looks weird.
Well, I mean,
Risky for a
relative to all
biscuit.
the other asteroids.
Yeah, this is one that has an actual like atmosphere on it that it's hosting rare animals.
Right.
mean-
so what I'm trying to say is that the probability is that the asteroid that replaces them would be
Smaller.
smaller, and so it's likely that they won't get smashed to bits when the asteroid leaves and replaces. Not 100%, but the odds are in your favor that you don't get smashed.
If you want to try that, I have 2 ideas.
Let's hear 'em.
All right. You ever heard of the Picard maneuver?
I would have. I know it. I've heard it. I can't remember what that was, though. I can't remember the episode.
Micro warp. You do a microsecond of a warp jump. You stop it almost as soon as you start. So we would blink in an instant, quite a distance away. The problem will be is if the asteroid we are teleported on is bigger and is in the way, we will die. Because
Don't like that one.
we will be shattered quite spectacularly across the face of the asteroid. Nope, and I've forgotten the second one. Damn it, because that
Both
was
not
actually
good
going to be the
options.
better one. I should have gone with the better one first.
Well, that's not very useful there, James. And I think I'm going to, again, confirm with LOL, but I think try and get something that'll interfere with it. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Sorry, I remembered the second one. Locke's itching
Quickly
to
now.
destroy something.
You
We
want to blow
get
up
in the
behind us, don't you?
we get in the shuttle, we get her off the ground, and as we go to take off, he shoots the asteroid we're on.
Big risk.
Hmm.
There is
What
one.
about just using? I mean, have we gone back to what happened with the air balloon yet? Are we just too out of time to do that?
We can't build a balloon, man.
It would take
No,
too
but
long.
we could simulate it with the. We could simulate that movement with the tractor beam from the ship.
We could risk it.
I mean, if we weren't on
Well,
a deadline, like we didn't have this timer, then we could just do it with a probe for like try and tractor beam a probe out first to see if it works. But then that still risks having the whole thing jump.
Yeah. That would have to be on a different asteroid. And whilst we're talking about all of this, before I can see little hands moving, Drake would like to check the sensors because the Sato should still be monitoring the energy levels of the radiation. And now we are hovering. We have started to move upwards. Is there any buildup of radiation?
No. But I'm also saying I'm going to have to do a roll soon because you're delaying too much and time is passing.
Fine.
So either an action is taken now or there's a roll before your action and then after your action.
Take us out of phase.
Action. We can't just take it. We don't know take us out of phase.
Yes, we can. Well, no, we can't. But
shh. I shout at Thadagia to move us towards the point of no return. Below, just slowly start to move us up towards the point of no return and monitor the radiation levels for the teleport.
Okay. starts moving up, and there's no change. But again, the except for that one time, he would remind you that the radiation always came in a flash instantaneously. It was only the one time when James disappeared that there was a buildup.
Oh, shoot. Drake was misremembering. Roll your dice.
I would like to do. I'd like to do a research roll.
Okay, that's 3. So we are at 15, which triggers the first breakthrough.
Shit.
Which means the very next roll is going to finish the thing. So the very next action you do is going to be the last action before this happens. Right now, you just know the entire ground of the asteroid behind you is shaking completely. On the DeGrasse Tyson, you get word from Alder that now up to 7% of the asteroid density in the field has been reduced from previous scans, and you're catching the energy reading, the new kind of energy that's coming with the blinking out, is seemingly reaching a critical point on the asteroid down below. So you have one more action to take.
Punch it. Thoughts? Quickly.
Is that
I
Do
guess
or Law?
the last action should be teleporting the 2 willing people.
If that would make sense to try and save some people, yeah.
Just in case. I mean, Locke will give both of them the option to be teleported, but will not force any. I mean, Locke already assumes that that our guest does not want to be teleported and will take the risk of staying, but we'll give both James and Drake the option of either teleporting or they can choose where they want to put their risk. But
I like how you ignored everyone else, and Thadaj is going to come back next week to a dead character.
I mean, there's no player here to make those choices, so.
Well, John Doe's already said he'll go. What about the no-name? To be honest, I like your idea. And given Drake's opinion, he should try and save as many as he can, so he will push for the transport of those who can get off, and stay behind himself with Huison and whoever else doesn't want to go, and try and deal with the aftermath. Drake, please don't die.
Well,
so the no-name, will he volunteer?
If you order him, yeah, he'll do it.
I ain't ordering shit. This is a risk. It's a decision made by the individual. Does he volunteer to go? Does he choose to go, not volunteer?
Does he choose to go? He will go. He will go. How's
he
that?
will go.
2 would be the maximum you could send without increasing the difficulty even more.
Damn it.
I did say one at a time.
Save who we can. Send the 2. Does anybody else really want to leave? And we will risk the 3. Knowing the risks, we have Fox and Thadagia and James. James, your opinion?
What I like is the fact that Doe might be the only one to survive out of the named crew, even though he's the one that's supposed to be dying.
And the no-name.
Yeah.
James, teleport? No teleport.
Oh, I'll stay.
Cool. Thadagia, stay or no?
It's what we signed up for.
He's staying with the crew.
Fox.
Fox is staying as well.
Cool.
Well,
beam them up.
After seeing that everyone else will stay, John Doe says, well, fine, I guess we might as well just do something else.
He steps off the pad. Just leaves the note.
He gets beamed anyway.
Yeah. Leaves the
note. Roll has been done.
Does that count?
Well, technically, we didn't call it, but I'd like to think that as soon as he's stepping
James just
off the
did it on
pad,
her own.
he's like, well, if nobody else, and then just takes a step forward. Still need to roll for the ship.
Yeah, hang on.
Like James did with 7 of 9 and the crew.
There you go.
She would try and make sure as many people were saved as possible. So.
Okay, he takes a step forward, and then the beam engages, and he looks even more surprised, and he vanishes in a flash. And then I don't even have to roll because, well, no, I do have to roll. There is a possibility that it's not going to trigger just yet, but I do have to roll. Because if I roll blanks, which I did not roll a blank, I also accidentally grabbed a 20 sire too, and I rolled a 3 on that, which does absolutely nothing. So, okay, after the transport goes, then the asteroid directly underneath you disappears completely, and the loss of gravity, that whole disappearance happens. Your shuttle spins a little bit wildly. You're being thrown up against the wall. Thadagia is very deftly trying to regain control over it, and by the time it's done, you're stabilized, and you see the remains of Huison's shuttle spinning in the wild void between you and the deGrasse Tyson. And it's not long before you're able to fly back into the ship, and Huison's ship is also easily tractored by the deGrasse Tyson. But you are all safely aboard-ish.
Did all the biological materials transport, including all the animals and the
All
fish
the
and what, or are they
animals
just
went
floating in
with it.
space?
All the animals went
Okay,
with
that's
it.
good.
Back on the deGrasse Tyson, I know we're kind of running out of time, but we're basically at the end here. So back on the deGrasse Tyson, if I can find it, which apparently I can't. After however much time that's there, all of the asteroids in this region, or I should say the vast majority of the asteroids in this region, have all disappeared completely. And after they were gone, so too were the subspace interferences. So let me just.
Sad.
What was that, Chris?
I said it's sad. I was hoping we could capture one of those asteroids.
They're all gone. You just like take it home with you? Is that
Yeah,
souvenir?
that sounds like some amazing transporter technology.
Right? Right?
That has blown up at least 2 planets that we know of.
Well, I mean, kind of.
Who needs Earth?
Not me. So, back on the ship. I don't know if you want to have any final briefing scene or whatever, but it's your call. Hang on a second. We're going to get.
Wait, I wasn't totally clear on this. Maybe I just missed it. What happened to John Doe? Did he safely transport?
Oh yeah, they got the transport perfect. There were no complications. John Doe and the no name. Yeah, he arrived on the transport pad just moments before the asteroid disappeared.
Well, I mean, it's good news. A little boring, but good news.
Yeah,
One of these days.
He didn't die. He'll die eventually, though. Don't you worry. I promise you. We'll get him. We'll get him. Let's see. Who else should be there? So, yeah, we'll get rid of this team here. Okay, so we'll just have a conference room scene just in case you want to have anything, and we'll do a closing with Huison. So, I believe that's everyone there. Right? There we go. All right, so back on the deGrasse Tyson, everyone is technically saved for the most part. Huison, she does extend her gratitude to you all, saying, I thought I was going to finish out my life on that world. It wasn't a bad place, but I think there's a much more important calling for me back on the holy seat. So I know you're heading back to your home base, if I am correct. But if you would be willing to finish the repairs on my own shuttle, I would be able to part where it is beneficial for both of us. But until then, if you require my services with anything, or if you would like to know more about my people, I am here and I am grateful to help you in any way that I can.
Drake's not in charge anymore.
But you're still a main cast member. You could speak up as much as you.
Well, I do believe that it's a very gracious offer, and we will, several officers will come to discuss the state of your homeworld and possibilities for future Starfleet relations.
That would be splendid, and I do hope that our two societies are able to create a mutually beneficial friendship between us.
Well, hopefully, with you returning and taking your rightful place, it will be easier for Starfleet to build this friendship with your people.
She nods her head and gives a tired smile because she's pretty exhausted from being trapped down there all the time and people threatening to teleport her to death.
Didn't threaten anything.
Any final scene that you want to do, or are you ready to wrap this up? Just throwing it out there for either of you or any of you.
I'd say nothing from Drake at the moment. I'll probably have some stuff maybe at the beginning of the next episode after everything.
Okay.
But for now, he's also drained. He ran a lot.
You did. For his life.
On a full stomach.
And James was missed.
She was, but not forgotten. Hey-oh. Okay. Locke, you okay?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. Well, then we managed to wrap this up, and it is exactly 5 o'clock now. So we hit our time limit, and the episode's finished. So that is the end of episode 2, Out of Place. It was one of the weirdest episodes I have seen from this crew in a long time. The ideas were just off the wall. I loved it. And everyone's alive, even John Doe, which is weird. But again, we'll kill him eventually. But thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in episode 3. So, peace.